Two of two. I'm two of two.
Bastard.
First Torin and now Nicholas.
You're pimping out the party.
Jesus Christ.
30 pieces of silver to
This
soothe the
time
soul.
I got
God damn
paid
it.
for it. The first time I paid
God
somebody
damn
else,
it.
this time I got paid for it.
Investment
Fuck.
returns.
I knew you
30
were gonna
pieces
pick
of
me out,
silver
you
and call me
fucking
Judas
bastard.
Iscariot.
Jesus Christ.
Your new call sign is Judas.
There you go, I'll take it.
Your new call sign is Judas. You sold out your hot
Making
ones.
it. Everyone's just making money off of Nico's.
You're all bastards. I'm
started
sticking my
doing-
neck out on
when
the
he-
line, being the
when
tank for all of you. And what
doesn't-
thanks do I get?
He doesn't
I get
even
whored out, left out of dinner. Man,
I think you're going to
started
get
to-
it, Nikos.
When he started
And if I'm being
describing,
honest, it's probably going to be more upscale than where we're going.
when he started describing the pan approaching, I had to mute myself. I was laughing.
Running fast through history's gate. Wondrous company won't hesitate. OSS, soldiers brave and true. Facing gods that they ancient knew. In sands of Egypt, evil stirs. Gifted soldiers brave their curse. History's guardians, none compare. Wondrous company will be there.
Everybody got their stuff. Everybody good to go.
This session brought to you by Rockstock Recovery.
As
Hey.
if we're sponsored.
Fucking go talk to your boss. Try and get a fucking
Sponsorship.
sponsorship. Maybe
Nah.
I should talk to my boss. I feel like my job is a little bit more relevant to the weird shit we
Valid
do
why.
here.
I'm not sponsoring my workplace because I don't want more business. We have enough as it is.
I'm sorry, it's still corporate. Our thought crimes per session is still pretty high, so.
All right, Leroy, you with us?
Mine is owned by a
I'm
dude
here.
for his hobby.
I hear.
Sweet. Wilhelm, you with us?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty.
It's dying.
Yeah, a little sickly going around. I was a little sniffly this morning.
Needs a little Ricola.
Nicola.
Oh, by the way, it's not rye tonight. It's cream sherry. I just happened to snap that picture.
Nice. So, last we left off, Wondrous Company made their way back from their previous mission in Egypt to a successful semi-failure, which so far has been the track record. But regardless, it was a successful mission. You completed your core objective and some side objectives, including securing the very Ark of the Covenant and exposing actual German intervention in North Africa, which will lead to deeper investigations now that there is knowledge of their actual existence. In addition to that, you guys made your way back. You landed, you got cozy, you settled in. Your packages that you had shipped back to you or any of your parcels were collected upon. The majority of the party kind of went different ways for a couple hours after the debriefing to mostly look into some of their own things or test various items. For example, the entire campus would have heard a loud subterranean bwomp as a artillery piece went off. But with all that having happened, all of you reconvene to catch up Leroy, who has basically just kind of been overseeing and helping with unloading the plane and sending everything where it needs to go to. Before
I'm
everybody reconvenes and meets up in the shipping and receiving area, where a lot of the trucks come in and out of with those kind of old-style firehouse garage doors, and other items like that. And the party groups up to essentially kind of catch up and figure out what exactly you guys want to do. as far as the side task, you guys feel you got a couple hours to give an attempt to look into it. The aforementioned griffin that was brought in, which was left to Hachu,
No comment.
went kind of awry, and it managed to escape.
I put it.
Quite a few days have gone by now, with the griffin still missing. However, a couple persons have been found gored or attacked, specifically when going nearby subways or down into the deeper recesses far underneath the subway. A lot of the bunkers and kind of emergency holdouts and structures of that sort deep underground. But it's not a guarantee whether it is the griffin or not, because it seems to be a very sort of, how do we say, not griffin-like attack, or at least what you would imagine from a griffin, which would be something like from a lion, but it's actually rather clean and tame looking, which is why they're wondering if it actually is the griffin or not. However, Wondrous Company, you guys stepped forward, and yeah, we'll load in with you guys all gathering up in the shipping and receiving area to catch up with Leroy as you're all kind of approaching at your various different times and placements.
Hi, guys.
You've been drinking
I'm gonna open up by handing Leroy his letter and saying, "This is for you. It was sent to my room by mistake."
Oh? Ah. I see. I forgot to respond to this. Very well. Thank you very much, Father. I hope the words didn't make you blush.
I stopped reading it when I saw Dearest Leroy.
I'm sure the perfume on the letter didn't help.
You get those more often than you would expect.
Leroy, give me a perception roll.
A scroll perception.
Oh, is that a thing all women do? The perfume on the letter?
What is with this softcore porno jazz? What the fuck?
It's nice jazz. Shush.
It's Halo jazz. What do you mean?
It's turn of the millennium hotel erotica shit.
Fine.
It's
Is that-
the ODST soundtrack, you absolute uncultured swine.
Fine, we'll
That-
do
that's
even more
better.
casual jazz. As he's mentioning that, you look at the letter and you can kind of whiff your mustache a little bit as you catch a very, very familiar smell, where a lot of people might mistake it as perfume
Patchouli.
or perhaps a cologne. It's actually a very specific scent from your cellar at one of your homes.
Ooh. Somebody's been in my house. There will be retribution for this. After dinner. I will have to respond to this later. Hold on. I'm in shipping and receiving right now. Yes. Yep. I will have to respond to this later, and I kind of crumple it and stick it in a pocket.
That's not how you should store letters if you want to keep them nice. Your pocket's going to ruffle it up. No,
I just ignore the kobold.
Someone doesn't know how to store important
You
documents.
don't always want to keep every letter nice.
I don't know, judging from the look on his face when he got that one. I don't know.
So, what have I missed?
I
Do you
gotta-
archive all of your letters, Torin?
I save everything.
He usually uses it for toilet paper, is my guess. There's not much he can use in the museum wiping his bum.
But there's the toiletries are plenty available.
Well,
Why are you getting so upset then?
Fancy new cannon
How would
upgrade.
you even say that?
Just if when he shows it off, don't be right next to it. It hurts. It's real loud. As I'm kind of rubbing an ear.
Is that what that noise was earlier?
Yeah,
I did
it
feel
was.
that wasn't an earthquake.
No.
Come on now, we're in London.
Well, yeah, but
Imagine standing right next to the thing.
so, well, this is new stuff.
I don't know how to proceed from here. I feel like we're making small talk while waiting for the scene to change.
That was sort of the idea.
You motherfucker.
Character moments, motherfucker.
Yeah, gotta have the game room.
Oh,
as
listen,
you guys
I'll
are-
catch you in character in your room later.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
You
yo.
guys are
You know
kinda
what I
chatting
mean.
and
How you
catching
doing?
up Leroy on some of what happened and able to kind of deduce that Wilhelm is guilty for the short earthquake, or what felt like an earthquake. One of the younger lieutenants that work in the shipping and receiving sector, Leroy, you've seen him a couple times, comes walking in and looks to you all. Ah, I understand you're here for the big bird griffin, right?
The big bird, Griffin.
Yeah, did you bring any steak? Raw.
Steak? No. I was told to just inform you on where they suspected it was.
Why don't you do that? I'd like you to bring two rather large cuts of maybe 3 or 4 or 5, and as many as you want, cuts of steak back, please.
Huh. I'll leave that to you, kindly.
Okay.
So, we have reason to believe with local authorities that it has gone underground, which seems rather precarious for such a large creature. But it seems it has attacked a few people over the last couple days, specifically 2 maintenance workers down in a old subway that is no longer operational and hasn't been for quite some time. We would suggest that would be the best place to start your investigation.
You got any street maps? Any block location? There's a lot of subway, I assume.
Oh, quite so. We'll have, I'll grab one of our orderlies to show you to the area.
Wonderful.
Is there, anything else you think you might need other than what is on yourselves?
Raw meat.
He has quite the appetite, I
It's
assure
not
you.
for me.
Are you sure?
A large net or 2?
We'll see, I'll
Okay.
see what I can procure for you. And he'll walk off, and a little bit later, about 10, 12 minutes go by, he comes back with 2, what looks like privates maybe, carrying some boxes in front of him. One's got literally 3 large animal catching nets in it. The other one has what looks like 2 poles with the sort of hooks and the rings on them. And then the lieutenant's walking in with a little container, I shouldn't say little, shoebox sized container that definitely smells like some meat.
Oh, wonderful.
I suppose this is all you should need, but of course, we're not very far away from the location we suspect, so if you should need anything additional, you're welcome to come back and procure it. Somebody should be available to help you.
Why haven't you guys done this yourself yet?
We have attempted, but it's rather formidable, and we'd rather not lose any of the common soldiery.
What all have you attempted?
Well, to narrow it down, when we suspected it was in one tunnel, we did deploy a mixture of smoke grenades and irritants, but it seemed it was not in there. However, we did, unfortunately, smoke out a neighboring tunnel that had a large amount of workers in it. that was rather unfortunate.
I see why they don't let you guys off base.
Kind of scowls at that a little bit.
Oh shit, sorry, did I say that out loud?
Regardless, and he'll set the crate down, and the other two will set their crates. Here's a couple nets, 2 pole catchers, a couple slabs of raw steak for the kobold,
Is that
and here's a map. It's not very far, simply, I believe, by your measurement, 2 miles or so, just down the street to... We have a small group of constabulary standing outside of the entrance on a permanent guard basis that we suspect it is in.
You converted kilometers to miles for us. That's so thoughtful.
I think the British use miles.
What they do?
Sometimes.
At this point, yes.
Depends.
Only in the air, apparently.
It,
Do you know where we can get a live chicken?
Well, that's a good one.
Possibly from one of the markets nearby? Why would you ask?
That's a
More
dumb
bait?
question.
More bait. If you were a griffin, would you prefer the old dead meat or the fresh live chicken?
I don't know. If I was a griffin lost in a subway system for 3 or 4 days, I'd probably, eat, any...
I think it's been more like 3 weeks.
We've been gone that long.
It's been gone a fair minute since its escape.
yeah, I wonder why I escaped. It's not
We
like I
will-
fumbled that or anything.
Yeah, we understand that someone came in to look to it and allowed it to escape. I have not been briefed as to who, but they did so in a rather spectacular fashion.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I wonder who did that.
Torin legitimately has no idea who did that.
Neither does Peter.
Nope. Not a clue.
Nobody knows. We will,
Trouble I've seen.
give me a couple minutes. I'll see if I can acquire some sort of fowl or chicken for you then.
Really just some live animal that is going to be easy to bring with us.
And in case we're successful in the good way, you might want to have a flatbed truck on standby waiting.
That can be arranged. And he'll look to the other two as they'll walk out, and you give it another 5 or so minutes, and the two of them come back, and you hear a little bell jingle, and one of them is pulling what seems to be one of the obvious range goats, or likely may have been purposed as a range goat. Walks up, has got it on kind of like a tether, and hands the reins over to Peter. We have a goat. I don't suppose this would be a
That should work just fine.
It's better than the chicken.
Ah, very good. Yes, we'll obviously have all this loaded up with yourselves in a truck, and it will be available. We have 1 or 2 flatbeds around that should be able to bring you and your items to the subway.
You guys aren't sure, but the moment you looked away and looked back, Torin is now riding the goat.
He would be.
This must be some kind of goat rodeo.
Wrong campaign, Montferrat.
He is drawing, and he is drawing no attention to himself. He is just kind of there now.
I'm gonna hand you the line for the goat and just continue not acknowledging it.
I wonder if this goat is European or American trained.
The goat is just standing there staring into the void, like unresponsive to the fact that you're there.
Probably from a farm not too far away.
You'll hear a little sort of old style honk as a flatbed will pull up just outside, and one of the garage bay doors will open up, and the two assistants will start grabbing some of the crates, and we'll toss them up there real quick, and we'll kind of look to you guys. The driver gives a little bit of a look, like hop in the back or hop in the passenger seat.
Again, loser, we're going shopping.
Into the bick.
Let's pile on in.
As you all go walking and start sitting on the edge of the flatbed on the back, Torin tries to spur the goat with his heels, and all you get in reply is a little meh.
It's broken.
Torn, you broke the goat?
Do you actually have spurs, or are you just hitting it with your feet?
This is kind of, just not. Come on, move.
I feel like that needs to be a sound bit later. It's broken.
This thing's broken.
Oh my god.
Who broke it? I'm not mad. I just want to know.
Who sounds like that? What? Who is that?
The lieutenant will walk over, and as you're starting to rock back and forth like it's a hobby horse, it starts to take a slow step forward, and you almost kind of give it inertia as it starts to steadily increase in pace to about a mile an hour. And it will just slowly walk its way over as your hobby horse rocking it forward and back until it gets to the edge and just kind of stops as its horns bonk against the side tires.
All right.
Did you ever train in goat jumping back at the museum, Torin?
No, I didn't. This is new to me.
He's just gonna hop. You gotta get this on the flatbed.
Roll me strength.
He's just gonna hop off and like try to pick it up.
Oh god.
Yeah, roll me strength.
Oh, that was a save. Oops.
Yeah, regular strength.
That's
Yeah, you're
even
gonna
worse.
need to save your strength.
You clamber up after a bit, and then you lay on your stomach and try to reach both hands down, and the only thing you're really able to get a handle on is its horns, as you're just kind of straight arm, stiff, trying to lift this goat, and you can't.
Goat stuck.
Goat stuck. Goat stuck.
Can't do it, man! Can't do it!
Roll me a deck save, Torn.
14.
Your knees and legs kind of have to like press flat to the bed to give yourself as much friction as possible as you start to slide about to your sternum as the goat is just idly, no thought, head empty, taking 2 steps backwards where you're holding it.
I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna try and put the goat in. I'm much bigger than Torin, so I shouldn't have as much trouble.
Roll me
He is
animal
also-
handling.
Pulling on its head.
Never rolled that before.
You go to pick up a goat, but you're familiar with like doing that but in front and behind the leg like sheep cuddle pickup, and you go to do that and it panics. Torn, make me a dex save.
Defeated by a goat before we even get to the griffin. Oh, that's better.
You manage to save yourself from landing on your face on the asphalt. You put your arms in front of you and kind of slinky out across your back as you're pulled off the bed, as the goat's now like kind of flailing its head side to side in Peter's arms. And then after 2 flails, it stops and just goes back to its like blank stare into the distance as Peter is now holding it. Torn, you're laying on your back at his feet.
Alright, I'm putting it in the bed and, yeah.
You reach up, set the goat down on all 4s, and it just kind of does that very idle tilt left, and then takes one little safety step and just holds itself.
Torn is going to climb up and stand in front of it and just kind of mad dog it.
I'm gonna hand him the goat's leash again.
Roll me a intelligence save, Tor.
What?
It's a psychic goat.
Then we stare at goats.
Anything intelligence based, you're gonna have a -1 for the rest of session.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's the title of this session. Kobolds who stare at goats.
Roll me insight, Torn.
15.
Is insight intelligence or charisma? Let me double check. No, it's wisdom based. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
staring at this goat and trying to mad dog it for a few moments as everybody loads up and the truck starts to move. For a half moment, you start to feel yourself space out, and you kind of shake your head and come back to as the goat is now just staring kind of through you and absently. But for a few moments, it was actually staring back at you. In translation of having a -1 intelligence for the rest of session, there was a moment where you get the idea that when it locked eyes with you, it maybe wasn't supposed to. And you get the feeling this goat might be a little bit, maybe it wasn't necessarily meant for the range, it may have been meant for something else.
Torn is going to sit down next to it and give it a small pat on the back of the neck.
All hail the Hypno Goat.
Hypno Goat.
It just gives it a tiny little bleep, but it doesn't move any of its body as it's just looking blankly forward as you pat it.
Don't let it fall off.
Your secret's safe with me.
Don't let it drive you to the edge of insanity either.
It's a goat.
You may or may not have stumbled upon one of the psionic testing goats.
Jesus.
As you guys make your way down the road, you come to a nice casual stop, driving past some of the cars and the stereotypical London buses. A lot of military surplus driving to and fro. A lot of little sandbag barricades set up on some street corners here and there. As you guys come up to one of the more publicly accessible subway entrances, the nice staircase that drops down in the sidewalk, like kind of in the middle of it with the guardrails around it. And just standing at the top of it, you got 3 soldiers, typical British tan with the pot helmets, rifles over their shoulders, just kind of standing by, one of them smoking as they look to you guys. Ah, about time.
Yes, of course. Lovely day to be guarding a subway, isn't it?
Oh, quite. Better than any of the other duties. I'm assuming you're here to go looking for the big beastie, right?
Yeah. Mind if I bump one of those?
Sure. He'll reach into his pocket, pull one out, hold it to you.
Thanks.
Just kind of looks to the other troop, shakes his head a little bit, like, whatever. And
he walks by, smoking a cigarette and leading a goat.
You guys are able to unload and take some of your crates, the 3 little crates of equipment and meat that you have. Torn leading the goat, kind of leading the pack. And we'll, scene transition over here to the subway.
As we're walking down the stairs into the subway, I'm gonna turn to Torrin and say, we have our own cigarettes.
Yeah, and?
You're a damn klepto, you know that?
Is it stealing if you ask?
If you hoard it, yes.
Light it! Light it!
Get off the table.
There is no table.
In character or out of character?
Sorry. I was muted for a second now.
Torrin is literally holding out the cigarette aggressively.
Light it!
What?
You could say please.
Please.
Well, there's the damn first to take out my lighter and hand it to him.
It's just expecting you to make a show of having magic of it. Oh, okay, one sec.
Waste a spell slot on a cigarette.
Wait, what?
Roll me a sleight of hand.
For a lighter?
I swear to God, he's gonna drop and catch everybody on fire.
He is going to be
God.
rolling the rest of this.
Warren has been smoking for years, apparently, as he does the perfect, half-second flick of the lid, pulls the flint, puts the light up to it, puffs on it twice, slips it to the side with a little click, hands it back to you.
He doesn't hand it back, he tosses it back.
Oh, God. He tosses you the lighter, like he's just been smoking for years.
Don't get too addicted to it. It'll give your position away in the field.
Yes, good to know.
Yeah, I don't really smoke, but it's very useful to have a lighter around.
I should really start carrying one.
You should also start using your own cigarettes.
Hey, look, a tunnel.
Just moves on right past it.
All
You
right.
guys
We
walk
can't
down the
What do
just
we
stairs.
buy
see?
you some. Like they're not that expensive. Like it's
We
Wow.
we literally get them for free on the plane.
Wow, look how long that tunnel is. Wow. That's great. That's crazy.
Do you want me to buy some for you?
Wow. These are really well built.
We have like a whole carton.
Jeez, oh, dude, the goat doesn't know how to get to the turn. Oh no.
It's underneath. Do we have a goat token?
You do not. You
Can we
can't
get a
see
goat
where
token?
there are no tokens needed, despite the model showing it. It's just two open walk-through bays. There's not the little roundabout spinny thingies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't make it go away.
Can we get a goat token?
Maybe.
Need a goat
Make the
token.
first crypto. If you find Kalmar, you can
Oh,
make goat
okay.
coin.
No, I think he means like an actual token for the goat.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me,
Google image search goat.
let me see if we got a goat. Hold tight.
Is it also considered a small creature? So it and Torin can share a space?
Technically, yes.
Man, I just went to go look at Zippo lighters to get one. But then they got one on here that's brushed sterling silver, $300 fucking. God damn.
Yeah, they're nice. I've got like 40 Zippos in a fucking drawer.
Me.
Oh my god, it's just a fucking. It's not even a token. It's just a picture of a goat.
There we go.
Well, where'd you get that from?
Since Torin has the lead, can you give him the ability to move it?
Yeah, let me assign ownership to represents none, controlled by sorry. Alright, there you go, Soren, goat token.
How do you feel about having to search for a goat?
It's actually
token?
not that hard.
I know, but
I mean,
How do
I
you
should
feel
have
about it?
expected it when I introduced the goat.
give us a goat.
I mean, we actually, like, jokes aside, we actually need it, because we're gonna, like, use it.
Expose it to
Do we
gamma
though?
rays.
Do we really need it?
Yeah.
It's bait.
Alright, do we, as a collective group, see any signs of the big bird lizard or big bird lion creature?
At the moment, there's no signs to look for. It looks like your typical, somewhat older subway entrance. There's a bit of kicked around dust, but that's about it. There's really nothing to even need to investigate for. It just looks like a slightly older, unused subway. Or at least the entrance so far.
Alright, I'm going through the next door.
As you walk through, you can see where there's a little bay and what seems to lead to a couple staircases that lead down. And another
Go
room
over
on the
here.
way.
See, does this lead back up on the other side of the road then?
It would if it wasn't for it being collapsed and sealed.
Was it collapsed by a griffin, or was it collapsed by the fact that nobody really cares?
Investigation.
I thought they said this subway was kind of new.
You
Raleigh,
get the
what are you
notion
doing?
it wasn't collapsed recently, as in it's been like that for a while. This one is one of the lesser used ones.
Maybe they're planning to renovate it.
That could be. It makes sense why a griffin would come here if there's no one ever here.
Out of character, real quick, we're just in a Fallout 3 map.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure. Do we see
That's
anything before we start
DC
going down? Do
fucking
we see
Metro.
anything around down there, or is it?
Give me perception as you guys start to make your way down both these staircases.
Perception.
Perception.
Nice.
Ooh,
Perception.
Perception.
Is perception intelligence based?
Wisdom.
Perception is wisdom based.
Oh, right. It says right next to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Int is religion, investigation, history, and arcana.
Yeah.
Ah, great.
Alrighty. All of you kind of look out and you're able to see like, oh, hey, look, a landing. Cool. Torn, you're the only one that walks out, pulling the goat behind you as you kind of look a little bit further out, and you can see to all sides of you the subway and the tunnels.
Do we see any signs of the griffin?
Investigation, please.
Anybody gonna roll this with me, or is it just me?
I'm doing it.
10.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
Alright.
nice.
Torn and Hachu, being reptiles maybe, are a little fixated on the goat and just kind of enamored by the goat at the time being.
All hail the hypno goat.
I'm telling you, it looked at me weird.
You might be onto something with that.
Like the way you look at female kobolds are weird, or
No, like it was looking through my soul.
I'm not sure goats can do that.
This one can.
Oh.
As you're saying this, you're all looking outwards, except for Torn and Hachu. There doesn't seem to be any real for sure sign until Leroy and Nikos. Actually, no, Peter also got an 18. Yeah, all three of you are able to look outwards. You see what looks like a couple feathers, very large white feathers that had a lot of dust and soot fall on them since then, that are laying out on the tracks here, about 6 of them or so.
So is this collapsed track over here?
That's a collapsed tunnel, yeah, it's been sealed.
Are there doors over here? Or is that...
Old railing, just to walk up on and supervise.
Okay.
Doesn't actually lead
It
to
looks
any door.
kind of like there's a door on the edge of the map, but
It
I
kinda
wasn't
does,
sure.
but nah, there's not. If there's a door, I'll specifically be able to highlight it for you.
Alright, walking around the corner.
Walk over, you take a step down off the landing, and kind of look further down. Let me go to reveal.
How big are the nets they gave us?
They're about 10 by 10 feet. And they got the little ball bearing weights on the end of them.
How hard is it to throw a net?
It is a dexterity check.
Actually goes a ways down there. Do we see any evidence of Griffin down this?
Give me another investigation as the three of you walk over to take a peek.
Investigation!
Nice. 21.
Hey!
Not 20.
Peter, you're a little more enamored by the tunnels. Nikos, you're looking about. You see what looks like a couple paw prints in some of the kind of hard-packed soil, implying there's a pretty heavy weight behind them, walking just a little bit past Peter. Torn, you take a couple moments to look away from the goat and look outwards, and you can see a couple very, very passive but brush marks and claw marks along a chunk of the landing here that looks like it was specifically trying to be chipped or pulled away at. Whether idly or purposefully, you can't tell.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
16.
It definitely seems like it was purposefully trying to be chipped and scratched away at, almost as if it was maybe trying to get a bunch of small chunks of something or make its own sort of gravel, perhaps.
He's gonna point that out.
It's like, oh, that's quite interesting, isn't it? It appears as though the griffin was perhaps attempting to dig or keep itself from being pulled backwards.
Won't some birds eat rocks in order to help with their digestion? Like, don't owls do that?
Griffins don't have gizzards.
Is that a true statement? Do any of us know? Would any of us know?
That is true. They do not.
Okay, so they don't need to do that?
You
They
can
do
trust
not.
that Torn would know that, yeah.
Okay. Could it be building a nest? I mean, it's not like there's soft things around here.
Could be trying. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that it was trying to. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Come on, go.
Before we go forward, who is going to be throwing the net?
I can try.
We have 2 nets, so we should have 2 net throwers. Who are our best dexterity characters?
I was gonna say is
Not
dexterity
me.
is Net's
I
dexterity.
can.
Give Leroy
Oh,
the net.
one
I
second.
have to
I
go.
realized
Are
I
you
don't have my.
coming
Give me
down
the
or are
net,
you
or
staying up there?
I might be on NBC and catch a kobold.
Better watch
Please
your
do
tone,
not
that thing.
do not throw the nets at us. I do have a plan if you want to hear it.
I mean, my dexterity is not
Yeah.
bad.
I kind of lean forward a little bit, got my, standing down on the actual rail side, so
Yeah,
I got my
what you
arms
doing
up on the
over
actual platform, and I'm like, all right. So I am going to cast ball on the griffin, and then you will throw the nets around the ball.
Oh, yeah, that could work.
That will keep it from flying away.
No, that would work.
Tachu, do you have any ability to make things sleep?
Well, I can make it blind and deaf.
That still might be helpful.
Wilhelm, do you have any ability to make things sleep?
I do not have the ability to make them sleep. I do have I mean, most I can do is grease them. Or I do have snare as a spell.
I do not think a greased griffin is a good idea.
I do have a snare.
Like a snare the trap, or is that a spell?
It's a spell. Here, let me post it for you.
Torn is getting on the goat again.
Becomes a magic trap.
You walk over and mount the goat and just kind of put your hands on either of its horns.
Do I
16.
see anything weird about this goat?
Roll me insight, Hachu.
Is this
Why
goat
not?
steerable with a 16 animal handling?
Oh yeah, it's fine. You might as well be on like a wooden hobby horse. It's not moving.
Oh.
Hachu, you look at the goat and there's a couple moments where you tilt your head and your eyes go like razors thin for just a tad. And as Torrance kind of hopping on it and trying to like turn its head to steer it, he's able to get it to look just a little bit to the side, where both of its eyes kind of jut up towards you and look at you for a half moment. Roll me a intelligence save.
Okay.
Nice.
You have to blink a couple times as you can almost feel like your vision's focusing on the goat. And for half a moment, you swear you start to see the inside of, we'll say the large cast iron region, before you blink again and it kind of blinks out of sight and the goat is just blankly staring forward once again.
Huh. Well, I guess if he wants to ride the mind-staring goat, I'm not gonna stop him.
I looked at you two.
Yeah.
Told you.
I think you guys are just hungry. Are you sure you want to ride the bait, Torin?
Torin tilts the goat's head, points its face at Peter.
He's not even looking at it. I've already turned back down the hallway.
I don't know, Peter. You look at it. You'd make your own decision.
No. So, Leroy, you are going to be using the net, yes?
Yeah, it's time to throw it. Am I throwing it?
No.
No, you're not throwing it
No.
yet. Question is, Thorin, Goat Whisperer, would you like to set out the bait here, or do you think we should go further down? Griffins are not exactly my speciality.
I mean, I'm kind of fast. I'm like.
I think the word you're looking for is specialty.
Specialist.
Torin begrudgingly climbs off the goat because it won't listen.
As soon as you step off it, it starts taking a couple steps forward. Unless you would like to stop it, is just going to, no thought, head empty, walk off the platform and drop that 4 feet down.
He's just gonna stare at it. Just watch it fucking walk off the platform.
It just walks forward, falls forward, stiff as can be, lands, almost making like a wooden clunk sound, very slowly starts to get back to its hooves, and goes back to its default, like, goat A pose, just looking outwards.
Why are you like this?
Who did this to you?
Just be normal. Oh, God.
Alright, I guess we're going to go a little further down, see what we see.
Yes, come on, go.
There might be a lower ceiling that way, so it might be better anyway.
You are in fact correct in that, Nikos. As you guys go down, it starts to drop from about 30 feet tall down to about, maybe about 15, 16 feet as you guys get further down this tunnel. As you get to that part, let's see who's on point. Torin, give me perception, please.
Perceptione.
Perception.
23.
In the distance, as it starts to get kind of dark, as the lights are getting very dim, you see what looks like the edge of some bones, maybe a bit of refuse, and what looks like a bunch of hard-packed twigs, limbs, sticks, trash, and other various items kind of packed up.
Oh, that appears to be. Well, if I had to guess, I suppose it would be a nest. There's a lot of sticks in the subways. I mean, it shouldn't be there.
Well, remember, we want it alive.
Yep.
I'll move forward with the goat.
You coming, Leroy? Wilhelm.
Wait.
Kielbasa.
Kielbasa. He's Prussian, not Polish. When I think of Prussian, I think of blood sausage.
Yeah.
It's literally just a shared Slavic root word for.
You're a shared
sausage.
Slavic root word.
I guess kinda.
What, the Matt or the Peter?
Both. Both is good.
As you walk forward, leading the goat idly behind you, you're all kind of somewhat leaning to the sides or just more casually walking down. You can start to see the inside of the nest. It's got about 2 foot tall ridges on the side of it. Seems like it's made out of a lot less than twigs and limbs like it probably should be, but you can see a lot of the chunks of cement that were used as the basis for it before other stuff was packed around it, including what looks like a mix of definitely not human bones, but some form of creature or animal. A little bit of mess, and the inside of the nest, which has, thanks to that 23 perception, Torin, you can see 3 pretty decent-sized eggs. Maybe, would be the best size, about bowling ball sized.
Does this tunnel continue on past this?
It does not. It looks like it has been, like one of the other tunnels, has been artificially collapsed.
Torin is going to freeze in place, look around, look back. He's starting to look a bit more pale than orange.
Is there any way out of here besides the direction we came from?
Perception, please.
It's not here. Peter, it's not. The griffin isn't here. There's eggs here. There's an nest. Oh, it's a female. It's a female.
No fucking clue.
Well,
You've never been in a subway,
Egg.
so yeah. You've seen the Trans-Siberian Railway. That was cool.
Oh, we messed up.
Nikos, you know you're in a tunnel. Obviously, you came into one of the entrances. You've seen two of them collapse, but there's also more track leading off that you haven't investigated.
Stop moving for a
yet.
second, Thorin. Thorin, we didn't mess up. It's going to have to come home for its eggs at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no way out of here. It's just straight to its eggs.
Damn.
What are you trying to do?
Pocket an egg.
It's the size of a bowling ball.
Roy,
Well,
as
you got some deep pockets.
As you walk over, all of you are able to hear a couple cracks as one of the raccoon rib cages collapse under his heavy boot, and you can see Leroy kind of stooping over with two hands on one of the eggs.
Leave those for now. We'll get it after we get the griffin. I'm sure OSS is going to want them. And maybe we can...
I was thinking about cooking them for a meal.
I would... The way it's treating them, I would expect that those are fertilized.
Yeah, it's
Thorin,
okay. We can still eat it. It'll be
now
like
is the
balut.
place to lay the trap.
I do not
And
want
by
to
lay the trap, I mean tie the goat to the rails.
I do not want to be at the end of a tunnel with a griffin between me and the exit.
It'll be fine.
Quit your bitching.
It can't be any worse than the mummy god we fought.
I mean, good point.
Truthfully, this is probably as good a place as any to set it up. After all, the roof is slightly lower here.
So yeah, are you implying we wait on this end of the tunnel?
I mean, if we wait on the other end, it's going to see us first, is it not?
Yes.
Why don't you tie the goat down right about here, and we go a little bit further back.
Okay. Man, you weird freak of nature. It's just, just stay here.
Yeah, he's gonna tie it to one of the rail struts.
Alrighty. Make me a sleight of hand to see how well you can tie the little lead. Seems like a decent tie. I need another int save from you.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Did we make eye contact again?
All glory to the hypno goat.
Nat 20.
You hear what sounds like a very small, faint, kind of soft, gentle, pleading goat, like bleat, but you're not hearing it through your ears. You hear it up inside your head.
Me.
Torn is going to freeze and then untie the thing and then look back at the rest of them going,
Actually, on second thought, I don't think I'm staying with the goat.
Right. The whole point of the goat was so we don't have to risk you.
I feel like this goat's a little bit more important in the grand scheme of things than food for a griffin, perhaps.
Well, then we try and stop it while it does stop the griffin before it gets to the goat.
It's exhibiting sentience. I don't like that.
You'll kind of look at Nikos and just kind of like shrug.
I return the shrug back.
Everyone else is so confused.
Torin,
I think our friendly.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I think our friendly Kobo left his courage back in the supply.
Need a flat charisma from you, Torin.
Okay.
Just a nice charisma
Remember,
check.
17.
England expects every goat shall do his duty.
There's a couple moments where you feel like you're kind of being looked at by the back of this goat's head, because it's kind of looking away from you. And as everybody's kind of talking and shrugging and you're looking back to them, you feel like a seventh person is looking at you for a moment and kind of trying to read you, trying to, like, size you up. I need a sleight of hand from you.
What the fuck is going on?
It's gonna be that session.
23.
It slips out of your hand, but you're able to grab it again as the goat tries to make a mad dash away down the tracks, but you grab the line just in time to keep it close to you as it just stops completely stiff.
Like, go, why did you move? Why are you moving now? What are you doing? You haven't moved since we started.
And you think the goat can smell the griffin?
I don't know, the goat's acting weird.
Oh, maybe.
Like I said, England expects every goat will do its duty. Tell the goat that it should let us know when the griffin gets close, and then we will get it.
Hey, a goat, Peter says to let us know when the griffin is close. Did you get that?
Give me one moment. Let me send you a DM.
Wait, what?
Hello, Mr. the Goat.
What is happening right
I
now?
don't know.
You guys brought this up.
A very interesting session, that's what it is.
I don't know, whatever it is, it can't be weirder than Doc and his talking stick.
The goat is never just a goat.
As you can feel the goat trying to slowly walk forward and pull away from while you're holding onto the leash.
Oh, this is weird.
But Torn is going to let go of the lead and then step back, looking very perturbed.
You know, we have
okay
to
over
bring
there?
the goat back, right?
He's on him. I don't know.
You have to bring the goat back.
He's on. It's
I'm
just,
gonna fucking give Wilhelm a little smack upside the head. Not hard, just a...
Look at him. He's just walking away into the darkness. I don't understand.
You see him stop and not turning his head, not moving his eyes. You see him kind of slowly sidestep, rotate in place to face left down the other tunnel. And is just kind of looking there for a moment.
Isn't that one collapsed?
To the left, not to the right.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and see what I can see.
As you're walking up there, you're going to be able to get about halfway before you're going to see the goat finally turn its neck on its own and let out a bleat and starts bolting towards you rapidly. I would like everybody to roll me initiative, please.
I guess there's a griffin.
We're fighting a goat.
Yeah, I still got that thing, so I just get the higher of these two numbers.
Let's go, a natural
13.
1. Love
Hell
to
yeah.
see it.
Oh no. That means you missed the first one entirely, doesn't it?
No. It just means
Oh,
he's
it
going to be
doesn't?
very last on the order.
Yeah,
I could be,
and I'm one.
in specific circumstances, I am sometimes brutal with nat ones on starts, but...
So since Torn and I tied, the person with the height advantage goes first, right?
That's not how it works.
Not
I
that
have
way.
Dex.
The
Duck,
goat comes blitzing past you, comes to a scooting stop on all fours, turns around, and kind of takes cover behind you, Torn. As,
We're trapped in a tunnel with a griffin.
I told you this was better.
It'll be fine. This is not as bad as some of the other situations we've got ourselves into.
Yeah, we just sacrifice Torn and escape.
you know those, things where, like, lions come running around a corner and their hind paws and, like, fronts are kind of scooting and they kind of drift around the corner for a few, like, struts and then continue bolting?
Like that woman at the Walmart.
Yeah.
Hachu?
Gods.
Peter, I need a deck save. You're only gonna take half damage. Okay, you take 3 bludgeoning as you're gonna be shoulder checked by this griffin that is plowing past you. Is gonna run up, come to an almost half stop, and is gonna make 2 attacks. I want, let's see. Does a 16 hit you, Torn?
Well, combat just started, and I did forget to note that I'm taking a stance.
That is
too
true.
late to do that, or am I
It is
stance?
too late to take a stance. It takes an action to do it unless you do it before.
Alright, 16 needs.
Alright, you'll take half damage. Alright, you'll take 5 slashing, and Wilhelm does a 14 hit.
I believe that is under my AC. Let me double check. Sorry, my computer needed to restart again. So
Oh shit.
let me pull up my other character sheet on my other computer. Luckily, I have multiple computers for this. You said 14?
Yes.
It does not. My armor class is 15.
Comes to a scoot as it lets out a loud screech. This giant 15-foot tall, just very wide, very cumbersome, all-white griffin calls out and swipes at both of you. Catches Torn, but misses Wilhelm as he ducks underneath it. As we get to Leroy.
Where's Peter?
He's just behind it. He
On
got
the other
knocked to
side of the griffin!
I can't see it. Is he like right here?
Is that really a
Right there.
white griffin?
Oh, I
He's-
can't see his token at all.
Hey, Ken, it's right there.
I
don't-
can't see that at all.
You
There
might
it is.
need-
Now I can see it.
Okay, you might need to refresh.
No, I can see it now.
Is that really a white griffin?
It is.
Your head's gonna look really nice on my wall.
We want it alive!
Yeah, well, you try arguing that fact with it when it's killing you.
What do, Leroy?
Cripple shots on the wings. I mean, it isn't a tunnel, but those things are essentially extra appendages, and the last thing we need is to get bowled over or dealt extra damage by those things.
So you're gonna do
So-
a called shot for your two
Called shot.
attacks on Leroy?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey, Knox.
Yes.
Am I able to change my spells knowing that we will come down here? I just
yeah.
need to change one.
We'll be
I'll
using
allow it.
a new
I'll
toy.
allow it.
Okay, I just took off one of
Wait.
them and changed it for snare because I probably don't
we
need
pick-
Technical.
Got you.
Have we picked up our new guns for this, or
Yep.
are we still using? Okay.
Yeah, you got your new guns.
Oh boy. I'm gonna hit the.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna hit the dirt. And basically go. I'm going prone and using the extra. What's the word I'm looking for? Leverage. No.
Ability?
Ability.
Stability?
Yeah, just stability. Just extra stability from laying down. And,
Instability, more like it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be in on your stability in a minute.
I have stability, mental or physical.
Roll me your rifle attack, and the AC does go up because it is a called shot.
Why isn't the goat in the initiative list?
He's not a combatant.
Okay, that's a no-go.
That is gonna be a hard miss as it sails between both of its wings and hits the back wall.
Eat lead, motherfucker. Eat lead, you varmint.
You fire
That's
a
gonna miss.
second shot, and it's also gonna miss as it sails past. Having a little bit of a rough time in this darker kind of tunnel. It's throwing off your sight just a little bit.
That's okay. I still got 17 rounds to go and another turn or two.
Alright, Torin.
Flat ass gun in this tight space.
Given it just like get it to a stop in front of him, fucking like screeched at him, slashed across his chest. This is gonna be interesting. Torin is like squaring up with it, some instinctual fucking like hackles raising, even though he doesn't have hackles moment, and he's gonna scream back, just fucking like up on the balls of his feet, just a good old.
Roll
And
me
sounds like a bird.
intimidation.
And that is going to be an intimidation roll
Yep.
using one of my inspiration points.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
But I'll roll it anyway.
Please don't use an area of effect attack on me.
So you said you're using inspiration on this one?
Yes.
Alright, make sure you minus one of your inspiration points. You guys see Torin put one of his claws forward, or one of his feet forward, and just lets out this kobold scream back at it as its head recoils back. For half a moment, it kind of looks side to side, looks at the goat, looks to you, looks past. Oh, what's that?
Sorry, I meant to close it, and it decided to send it.
Okay. It looks past, and it takes one of its front claws, takes a half step back and plants it as it looks right at you, Torin, and everybody hears it speak. Are you going to move?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, I suppose we. You want to step to the side? Well, got you, and
If you touched any of my eggs, I will rip you all apart.
I don't think.
Torin does not know. Did Leroy actually touch any of them?
Yeah, the whole party kind of saw him touch him.
You are obligated to save me, by the way.
I mean, not necessarily.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh no, you are on my shit list right now.
Torin is like, as he's stepping to the side.
So it didn't exactly. Well, someone might. You know what? I think it's fine.
Oops, I accidentally moved my token.
Oh god. Whee! There you go.
He's gone. Oh my god, he ate him.
It kind of looks between all of you, still very defensive. Move aside.
Go, move, come on, go.
You know, you can't just be killing people, right? We're here to arrest you for murder.
Its tail kind of whips a little bit as it looks back over his shoulder and one of the eyes focuses on you. Gives a little bit of a hard kind of focused scowl, and then brings its head up real nice and tall and starts walking again. Pauses and comes to a very freezing halt and looks right at you, Hachu. Combat will reinitiate. Torin, or Peter, you're up.
Oh, come
Rest
on.
in the ball.
Come on. We could have a reasonable solution to this problem here.
Mm.
How about a nice relocation? Not a subway in London.
Size large or smaller within range. An unwilling creature must make a dex save throw on a failed save. Creature is enclosed. Okay, let me make a dex save. Oh, it's so fixated on, wow, okay. Let's see. Ball. A giant hamster ball, blue, forms around it as its wings are kind of brought to its side, and it slips a little bit and has to plant all four legs down properly. It will slash twice at the ball, peck at it once, headbutt it, and you can see it starting to look very hesitantly at Hachu, but also further past towards the nest, like it's worried about the nest.
You are under arrest. For the murder of 2 workers.
I don't think you can hear through the ball, can you?
You
I think you can.
No.
I'm saying it anyway.
Wow, that's very effective. Wow, that's a big griffin. So, context on the situation. This creature was captured and brought here, and now it's, it just doesn't seem very, I guess the word is fair.
Tries to give 2 more heavy claws at the inside of this resilient sphere to no avail. It's starting to look more and more panicked and looking more pleated down the subway tunnel towards the nest.
Would you just stop?
gonna get a little clear of it. Hopefully. Throw the net.
Okay, we just leave it in
It's
the
not
ball
my
for a
turn.
minute.
It's only in the ball for a minute.
Oh, it's just oh dear. Oh god. Oh no.
As we get to Hachu, what are you gonna do, bud?
Sure. Can I cast magic while it's in the sphere on it?
Not.
Sphere is
I don't
completely
believe the
impervious to
magic
everything.
can penetrate the sphere. Yeah, it's impervious.
The only thing that can do anything to the ball is disintegrate.
Let's see. Well, I don't know then. None of the magic's gonna go through it and can do anything to the shield, so. Or as I'm aware of.
Not that you have.
Plus, I just use a gravity thing and take it through like a bunch of levels of subway.
It speaks. Why does it speak? Why didn't it speak before?
Maybe he did speak before. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Hachu, why doesn't it like you?
Maybe it didn't think we were worthy.
I don't know. I understand why I wouldn't be that likable. So,
He is the snake, and snakes eat eggs.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I never touched any of that.
Maybe you should come to this side of it in the eggs. At the very least, you might be able to keep it bottled up down there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sidestep over here.
I was gonna say, come down here with me.
It's kind of clattering side to side, but you would have just enough space on the landing to the left to be able to walk past it if you needed to.
Goat, what's that goat?
The goat is just standing there. It might as well be stuffed. It's just looking absently in like the opposite direction.
You know what? I didn't really use an action, so I'm just gonna dash down here to the opposite side of him.
The griffin's name is Sims.
The what?
Her name is Sims.
Maybe you can tell her that when, talk to her when the ball ends. Until then, we need to get a net on her. I don't want her hurting any of us.
I agree entirely. Let's do that.
Does it know Squawkanese?
That's like a slur.
Hey, I don't want to hear anything from you right now, egg toucher.
Yeah, you squawker.
At least
God.
I didn't kiss it. I didn't kiss those eggs.
Yeah, at least you didn't. Why would you even think about doing that? What?
Oh.
Yeah, like this.
Well, if I think it's scared of me.
Well, no, I don't think it's afraid of you. I think it really doesn't like you.
I mean, if you
I
want
don't
my,
like you
it
either.
probably doesn't like. Well, that wouldn't surprise me if it didn't like me. I did try to subjugate. It probably be a little extreme of a description, but
It
The
backs
bird,
up
if you
against
will.
the ball a little bit and tries to give a little bit of a lunge forward inside the sphere, and it scoots
Boing.
itself just about a foot forward.
Subjugation.
Hey,
Nope,
can't do
legal.
that until it's turn.
It's just idle movement inside flavor text. What do you do,
My turn?
Wilhelm? Yep.
I'm going to use my action to dash and come all the way down next to the nest, not touching it, but standing right there, facing it, throwing my hands up and saying, I'm not going to touch it, but I basically, no, it can't see me, so I throw both my hands up, point at it, and then give it one hand, basically saying, hey, you stop. And that's my whole turn.
Animal handling?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh god, this is gonna be fun. Oh, nice.
As it's
Fuck
kind
yeah.
of frantically looking side to side and clawing, you see it go absolutely stiff, and if you could hear it through the sphere, it would be a very high-pitched, shrieking pleading, like, screech out of this griffin as it sees Wilhelm running over. The face is definitely worried, definitely filled with fear for a few moments as Wilhelm comes to a stop and starts to do the motion that he's doing, and you see it kind of catch its breath for a moment, lower its head just some, and you can see it attempting to try to relax.
Alright, guys. Let's get the nets on. Let's drop the ball, and let's talk to it.
Once both nets are on, I'll drop the ball.
And that's my turn.
Sounds good.
Now leave the gun on the ground and.
I'm gonna get the net on.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You should totally get advantage because it's static in the ball now.
You can
would
still
think that,
flub the
right?
throw. Give me that
So what's gonna
dexterity.
be-
Damn it, I got damn it, I got
That's alright.
Hachi.
Fuck.
Oh.
I said he should totally have advantage because it's static in the ball.
The AC is a lot lower, but it's not so much that you're throwing over the creature. You're trying to throw what is essentially a giant weighted tablecloth over the top of a dome that's very
ball.
smooth, a ball. And if you've ever tried to do that in any way, shape, or form, it's a little difficult. As it goes up
Question.
over it, slumps over the top, and
Oh.
starts to slide down the side a little bit. What's up?
Okay, I was gonna say, would this be considered an attack action? But it's on there though, right? You said.
Yeah,
Well, it's kinda
on
sliding
there,
down.
but it's kind of sliding off the side
Okay.
a little bit.
All right. I'm going to try and with the butt of my spear, drag it a little bit towards me to center it a bit more.
Alright. Well, consider
And I
that
do
an
that?
item interaction is able to reach up with your 10-foot reach and kind of pull
Excellent.
on it and essentially get it right over the top of the ball.
There we go.
As we get back around to the griffin, who is now looking up from inside the sphere at this net, is starting to lower themselves down, starting to look more worried. It's kind of doubling back and forth between the two different groups to either side of it. And it's trying to
Hachu.
avoid looking at Hachu for the time being, but it's starting to really look towards Torin and then past him at the nest.
Hachu, when we get the chance, you should leave.
Oh,
At
Just
least
cast
leave it line of
invisibility.
sight. That I
Okay.
think might scare it even more.
Invisibility would be useful.
Just cast invisibility on the actual the freaking griffin.
Cast invisibility on the nest just to fuck with it.
Jesus Christ, don't do that.
Wow. We're going two different directions here.
Oh yeah, you want
Right.
some mental torture? I'm gonna make your babies disappear in front of your eyes.
Alright, come hit it with the net.
You want me to hit it with the net or throw the net over it?
Throw the net over it.
Words, sir. Words. We need to work on your English, because, God, that's some horrible translation. I'll leave my gun on the ground for now. I'll go back and pick it up, but, walk over with the net. And, row it over.
Give me dexterity.
Oh, God. Oh, wait.
Is he gonna do it?
Looking at something.
You can use them.
Oh, this doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't count as an attack, though.
Technically, the fucking catch net is a weapon in D&D.
Okay,
so
well
it will
then,
be
yeah.
allowed.
I will pay $5 to turn it into a crit, so I get it over perfectly.
Alright, it's a very
Nice.
majestic sort of fly, and halfway through it looks like, oh wow, that's like a shoot that you can just tell isn't gonna deploy. And then there's that little bit of an odd static sort of smudging around the edge of the net as it just unfurls perfectly and lands over the top exactly as it needs to.
Yeah, you see that, Torin? Just think about how perfectly I cast that net when I catch your ass slacking.
You do realize I have guns, right?
It's okay. I'll sell them with you.
Torin, you are up.
That's everything. Are we ready for me to drop the ball when it gets to me?
Let me go get an egg first.
Oh,
I think
wait.
Um,
We'll shoot you.
that
Alright, Torin is actually going to step up to kind of where the front of the griffin is, in front of the ball and the net, and he's just gonna take a knee. And he's gonna make eye contact, and he's gonna look over at Peter and go,
Yeah, we're ready. You should drop it.
Alrighty. We get to you, Peter.
Alright, I am dropping the ball. Ah, ending my concentration on the ball.
Alright. Let me remove that. Poof. It will not try to make a dex save to withstand the nets, as you will see it square off with you, Torin. The end of its beak, which... its beak alone is about the size of almost like the top half of your torso. Is just about an inch or two away from the front of your face, as it lets out a snort as the sphere drops, and it just allows both the nets to land on it. You see it kind of drop down about 2 inches in place, and kind of goes to a sort of semi-sitting posture. Don't really have to make insight, but you guys can kind of tell these nets would slow it, but they definitely aren't going to stop it like you were hoping they might. But it seems to allow the nets to land over it, as it is now just death glaring at you, Torin. And for now, we will pause combat order.
I was gonna say, as I drop the ball, I'm gonna gesture at Hachu to make his way onto the platform and at least out of its line of sight.
Yeah. I already made that thing uncomfortable once, and it clearly doesn't like me being here, so I'ma just...
Just slither
Hey,
away
you know
and get
what?
on out of sight.
For double caution, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself, even though it probably smells me.
Alright.
smell the snake.
I can smell you.
Alright, now that,
While it seems to be getting ready to have a conversation with Torin, I'm gonna Slav squat down behind it, up on the little platform edge,
Alright.
keeping an eye on it.
I'm gonna take a couple. I'm gonna walk up closer, but still stay over here.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Torin start to engage. But I do have something that I want to add in. Torin, so I'm just gonna look at him and be like, "What's that? Let me get my see if I can get my German accent with me being sick."
You want me to make you do the Russian accent?
Too much time in the trenches. Bit of muscle
Nine,
gas is bad on the vocal cords.
Nine, Torin, if you could talk to the creature. The only thing I would like to add is if it would want us to bring its eggs to a new location, I would be happy to carry them gently for it.
Yeah, is that what you're thinking, Matt?
A location with the wherever OSS wants it to go.
OSS has
Yeah,
egg on their face with
that
this
is
one.
what I was thinking.
I understand all of you.
Right.
We were more of talking to each other than talking to you at this moment, because we want Torin to talk to you.
Well, I mean, this is a conversation. It Sims, right? It Sims.
Yes.
You're clearly an intelligent creature who has been displaced. This is a very unfortunate place to attempt to have offspring.
I would be hard-pressed to not agree.
So, there's two ways this ends. We kill you, you kill us, and then the entirety of the British army comes in here and kills you in retaliation. Or there's a second way, and that is getting you out of here willingly, because I don't trust these nets. I don't like these nets at all. Sort of big.
Just gives
All the
like
net budget
sort
was
of a
wasted on
blink.
Alexandria.
He just gives like a long hard blink at you, Torin.
Right, so, you're not capable of moving all three of these on your own terms, especially in the middle of a city like London, while being pursued by, basically everyone.
I had hoped to get out of the city, but I was unable to.
Well, I'm going to make a judgment call.
And Torn is gonna look over around at the rest of them.
I'm going to personally to pull some strings and get you out of here, because the OSS has obviously made a grave error in their assessment of this situation, particularly in capturing sentient creatures and
Capturing?
How did you
You think I was captured?
Well, I assumed. I mean, they said you.
Based off the description we were given of what happened, yes.
What description was that?
That you that you broke free and then were loose in the city.
Started killing people in the loading dock.
I didn't kill anyone.
So what were you? Where did you come from?
I did.
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Civilians in another tunnel that had approached, but I have not killed anyone. Only animals.
Do we have the right, Griffin?
Wait, how did you get here?
I escaped from some stuffy cage that they put me in at my own request. And when the first face of the OSS was a large snake, a Yanti, the kind who try to always eat my kind, who take advantage of pregnant female griffins, I decided to get away. Then I realized where I was.
Oh, this is a very unfortunate misunderstanding. That's our friend Hachu, and he.
That was probably bad decision on our part.
It was a bad judgment call, wasn't it?
I mean, we didn't make the decision.
I know,
think
but
that's
Yeah.
on Swinton.
They just asked us.
Hey, can you go help in the shipping dock for a few hours?
I'd almost want to yell at Hachu, hey, I told you she wasn't for eating.
Don't you dare.
My
believe-
master had passed, and while he was very magically adept, he discovered that casting Speak with Animal 5 times in a 24-hour period granted temporary intelligence to a creature. We found through magic that it could be made permanent.
Torn is going to cast a side eye back to the goat.
Darn, I don't think you want to do that. His 1,000-yard stare is creepy.
Yeah, but he's.
The goat is concerning, but I don't smell any magic on him. Not nearly as much as I smell on all of you.
Okay, now I'm more concerned about the goat. Right, the topic at hand, right? So you willingly came to the OSS?
Upon my master's death, all of his land and property and research he had donated to the Arcane College of London, including myself, as I am still a animal and classed as a pet. The OSS approached me and agreed to take me to aid in research. I knew I was pregnant and would be more defensive, naturally, so I requested I be transported in a cage for my own and everyone else's safety. Then I came across the Yanti, and I panicked.
I see. So, good news is, I think all of this can just be swept under the rug. If you would like to return to the OSS, that can be easily arranged.
Very much so. Swinton was expecting me.
He's not here right now, but he'll be back soon.
You leave a message after the tone.
God damn it.
Went. That's the tone.
If I might ask, who was your master?
She looks at you for a moment, looks past, and you see her kind of furrow her, like, sort of forehead just a little bit, and starts to look down towards the ground for a moment, going a little bit more wide-eyed. Why can I not remember?
That's a good question, actually.
We lived in Edinburgh. I remember that. I can picture him. Why can I not think of his... Regardless, he was a very acclaimed wizard. Very, very old. Very intelligent. Very caring.
Merlin.
No, he's not that old.
Tilts
I
her
think
head
Merlin
and-
is supposed to be in the stump in Cornwall.
Tilts her head and blinks twice. Perhaps I don't know why I don't remember.
This is just a little bit of conjecture, but maybe he was maybe the magics that connected you are starting to fade now that he has passed on.
There is 2 long moments where you start to see a little bit of existential fear come across this griffin's face in realization.
Shit! I didn't say that loud. I didn't say that. Shit. Maybe I shouldn't talk anymore.
The nets. We can we can take these nets off.
Please, I wish
You
to
can ask.
see my eggs.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna help take the nets off.
As you guys go to kind of grab the nets and pull them off, you don't really have to help, as they just stand up and the wings kind of furl out slowly and just slump the nets off like they're fucking, like, large blankets, and just kind of starts casually walking, realizing, yeah, they wouldn't have really done much.
Wow, those nets were a terrible idea.
A terrible
as she makes
idea.
her
Did you have
way-
a better one?
I'm gonna make my way over just into the corner to let her pass.
Torin just ducks as she walks over.
Oh yeah, just straight up like stepping over you and walks past and goes over to the nest. And you can see starting to nuzzle 2 of them with her beak, and then kind of scoots the other one and groups the 3 together. Gives a little nod, turns and looks back to all of you. Thank you for not touching them.
Yeah.
Despite logic telling me otherwise, I am very protective of them, and it takes over at times.
Right, so
I'm just staying very quiet.
Huh. I wonder why.
We have a truck outside. I'm gonna go take Hachu back via a different route.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
You know what? I'll do that. I'll take Hachu.
Is
You'll take Hachu.
that his name?
Yeah, I'll take Hachu.
Yes, that is his name. And
Yeah, just don't say you
Yeah.
said right.
And I assure you, he's a very civilized. He's
County.
in control of
Oh,
his
they're all
devices.
very intelligent.
Well, he's very civilized.
He wouldn't try to eat your eggs.
I think
Press
they actually
X
don't
to
agree with
doubt
this.
if it could be a Griffin meme face shows.
Alright, small potentially issue is are you capable of moving these yourself?
I can move 2 of them. I can move all 3 if you have something we can place them in.
What if we use the?
I
the
have a
nets to-
backpack.
I was gonna say, what if we use the nets to kind of enclose them and you can just carry them?
How tight are these nets?
That could work if we get somewhere to place them nicely right away.
I have a backpack.
What can we put the nets around the?
How many eggs can I fit in my backpack?
Okay.
1. You'd be able to fit 1 in there nicely.
That's
Well,
enough.
we have some crates topside.
What if we take the nets and try to put them underneath the nest and just have her move her whole nest
I
with the
don't
net?
think that's going to work.
Looks
No,
back
I-
at
Because
it
the
since
net
it's
is made
consisting
of rock.
rubble and rock and
Oh,
sand.
sorry.
And
Sorry. Never mind then. I thought it was like a bird's nest like it shows. I must have missed that.
No, no. This is a subway nest.
Subway
Yeah.
nest, yeah.
It's called the Underground in England. Thank you very much.
The underground.
Do you want some steak? Thorin, you still have that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do.
Let's give her the damn goat. He's creepy.
No. No.
Send in the goats.
I think Thorin has bonded with the goat.
No, I have. It's just the goat is talking to me. Okay.
Thorin is a goat.
Of course it is.
Right. So, truck outside. Large griffin. That's gonna be quite the sight rolling through the streets of London.
I was gonna ask, is it better for you to fly back to where we need to go?
Well, I am
or-
going crazy.
No, this is a majestic creature.
No need for flattery.
Well, no, I mean, this is historically. Okay, yeah.
If you drop them, it will be all entirely on you. But if you will help me carry them, we can bring them up. And as soon as you can get me to your OSS, the better.
I can fit one in my backpack. Does anyone else have a bag or no?
I might actually have a backpack myself. I gotta move all the shit
Peter,
out of the way.
Wilhelm,
Yeah, I do
yours
have one.
might be a little bit packed. I think
Yeah.
Peter and Leroy
Start-
would be the two with packs.
Leroy
Unfortunately,
went-
I'm escorting Hachu out,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you're heading out with Hachu.
Let's.
Yep.
Can we try to fashion? Because I have a knife and
Why
stuff
don't you
like
just
that.
use the net?
Yeah, let's just use the net and try to cut it down smaller, or like multi-layer it, and then use it as almost like a bundle carrier.
I am not putting this up. I have spent my entire life handling sensitive documents and artifacts. I can carry an egg.
I'll give you my backpack.
Don't step on a crack, or you'll fall and break your back.
She'll kind of look to you, Torn, as you're able to put on
Already broken a
Peter's-
plate in real life today. I'm not even gonna try in this game
fuck.
right now.
As you put on Peter's pack, you'll be able to carry one in front of you and one in the pack behind you if you want to.
Yeah, we're gonna sling that. The very safe grip on the held one, the two-handed grip, and then yeah, the back.
A very large griffin talon will kind of grip over your shoulder and almost kind of encompass your entire torso for a moment as she just kind of like holds you like a cup and places the egg in the backpack on you.
Okay.
And then lets go of you, takes the other egg and very gingerly puts it up against your chest, and then like claw tips grabs one of your claws, brings it around and puts it around underneath the egg, and then guides the other one to go around the midsection of the egg, like telling you exactly how to carry it.
Do not worry, ma'am. I fear death.
Good.
I'm gonna go up and start folding up the nets and just seeing if I can stuff them in my backpack.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to stuff 2 nets. Add 2 10x10 nets to your inventory, Will.
Peter, take the goat.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the lead on the goat, and we're gonna. I guess all of us are gonna start heading out because the griffin can carry one of the eggs, right?
Griffin goes over to the third egg and will very carefully put the egg inside their beak and kind of half hold it and start walking forward with their head really high.
I suggest you talk to the goat. It has some good insight if you're curious.
That goat concerns me.
Many things concern me, and if I'm being honest, the goat is very far down the list.
As you guys start walking down, Torn with 1 egg in front of him, 1 in the pack on his back, Wilhelm with a large, one of the 2
Warg.
nets kind of sticking out of the top of his pack, the griffin walking, alternating with the egg in their beak, and
Hachu and Leroy are taking a taxi separate from us.
Hachu and Leroy taking a taxi. Nico's kind of standing by, being supportive, giving like bro smile, and
Bro smile.
Peter, you know those little old toys where you got the little bitty wheels on the bottom of like a dog and you pull it around?
Yeah, that's what this goat is.
The goat is not moving their legs at all. You were just kind of flat-legged dragging what arguably could pass as a stuffed goat behind you.
There is a surprising lack of friction.
Yeah, there's a surprising lack of friction as you're just pulling this griffin behind you that's like posing on all fours.
Right, you mean goat?
Or goat, yeah, goat.
Pulling a griffin behind me.
No, not the griffin, the goat.
So Torn is actually going to requisition Nikos' help in this 4-foot
Oh.
ledge because 4-foot ledge and egg do not match. So
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
They're gonna do the
Alright.
hunter rifle safety training thing. It's like, got it, all right,
Make
got
me
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
a
support you.
collective...
I'm supporting you from the back.
All three of you
Don't you
make me a
dare.
collective sleight of hand.
Don't you dare! Don't you fucking!
I'm just dragging the goat up and over.
Oh,
Ooh.
19.
25. Woo!
Ooh, okay. Damn.
I was just mainly there in case you fell.
Just a little bit of support, that little extra pad. Yeah, you're able to support him from behind. Nikos is able to take you, and you kind of lift him up and set him down with the 2 eggs. The griffin is just mad dogging you while holding their egg and walks up behind you. Very easily able to step up onto the landing and start walking past you.
All right, yeah, we're walking. We are exiting the subway.
And we are walking.
Griffin.
We are walking.
Grab my gun. I'll go back and get my gun.
I'm gonna on the way
Gotcha.
out. I'm gonna tell the guards that we got the griffin. Don't shoot it.
They kind of look to you guys and look to each other like, don't
Also,
shoot.
don't make eye contact.
Should we just walk down the street then?
Yeah, you should.
That would
Yeah, that's
probably be
probably
a good idea.
Yeah, bugger off then.
Very well. Kraut.
Except politely instead of that aggressive.
And the 4 of
That's
them
actually
start
not polite. That's a
walking
polite way
down
to
the
say
street.
things.
The 4 of them
That's
start
a
walking down
common
the
British
street a
thing to
little
say,
ways.
people. Just bugger off. You can say it politely.
Not when it's
I
coming
do
from
not
a
think
German.
so.
You've never heard. You've never heard. What is it? Liam Neeson say it then in what is it? Love
He's
Actually.
Scottish.
Oh, yeah,
He's
right.
part of the fucking greater
Yeah, he's
United
not a
Kingdom.
German.
He's not a Prussian
Yeah.
with a Prussian accent.
Yeah.
Even
bugger
then,
off
it's
then.
more condescending than it is polite.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
just so I've got this image of the party now, all riding a flatbed truck back through town with a fucking giant griffin just chilling on the back, making newspaper headlines.
There is a griffin sitting in the middle of a big flatbed, yeah. Just kind of like
So wait,
dog sitting
well-
pose with egg in mouth, Torn sitting beside with 2 eggs.
Majestic as fuck.
Goat
Well,
just
I-
kind of posing on the corner.
I look at the griffin and I go, if you would allow me to, I can cast a spell on you to make you unseen to everybody as we drive through town.
I do not mind.
Okay, it would just make you invisible.
No, I think you underestimate the pride of a griffin.
That's valid. That's valid.
Kind of raises her head just a little bit as you guys drive through town, getting quite a few looks and confused head tilts at the stuffed goat with the griffin and a kobold carrying eggs.
Smile and wave,
and
boys.
The
Smile and
strangest
wave.
parade float ever.
Russian and a hoplite. And yeah. It's a little strange. Meanwhile, just a little bit ahead of you guys is a little yellow cab that is got the silly
Black,
putty
we're in
stuff,
London.
Yeah, I was gonna
Black
say,
cab.
Actually, oh yeah, it would be one of the little black cabs. All 3 back seats rather are completely stuffed with coiled up Hachu and Leroy sitting shotgun.
Now, Sims, I just being around the OSS, you are probably going to see a snake again at some point. I assure you, they are kept on a very short metaphorical leash.
Very well.
Okay, just I want to avoid any more maiming or running or just conflict.
I will try.
The way you say conflict as torn makes me chuckle.
Why conflict?
Wait,
Conflict.
sounds like you
Emphasizes
saying
the,
that word as
C.
conflict.
Yeah, you guys will pull up to the shipping and receiving area, and just inside one of the large bay doors will already be open. The truck will pull in very slowly, come to a stop. Hachu and Leroy, I'm assuming you guys are already gonna be inside, kind of standing off towards the kind of back corner, just in case, with Hachu, like, I'm assuming, near a door.
Hey, Hachu, do you want Fig Newton?
Alright.
Fig Newtons?
Yeah, like in real life.
No, I'll stick to the Reese's Pieces cookies.
Okay. Oh, we had those. Where are they?
Just imagine Peter
In the
standing
same
here with his
spot they
hands
have
in his
it gone
pockets,
anywhere.
and then he
In his
whips one
stomach.
hand out, and he's like, Fig Newton?
Fig Newton of the fig? Almost like he's
Newton
a
the
dog
fig.
or something. You want the Newton of the fig?
It was the backup bait.
In German, we call it Figus Newton.
Fegus Newton.
Newton Fegen! Use it as an adjective, so it's gonna be Newton Fig.
The Nebel
Right?
Werfer.
Is that
It
how it
works
works?
Nebel. The Fig Newton. It Newton's Fig.
Does that mean it figures out gravity on its way or something? Or is it like.
Maybe. You guys make your way inside, comes to a stop, the griffin dismounts, and two claws
just-
kind of pinch either of the straps over your shoulders, and just kind of crane picks you up, Torn, and sets you down
okay.
very gently.
Oh, thank you.
I'm making one of the loading dock guys go get us one of those mail carts full of empty mail bags to use for bedding.
Yeah, gives a nod, we'll run off, come back, and it's one of those wireframe ones with just like 20 of those bags set out in the bottom of it, and he kind of pushes it over to you. She'll set one egg down inside there, pinch Torn by the two straps, lift him up, carefully
Torn
take
in there?
the egg in front
No,
of
no,
Torn,
put him in there.
set the egg down inside, rotates Torn to face all of you, plucks the egg out of the backpack, sets it inside next to the others, sets Torn down, and gives like a single tap on top of his head with a claw.
Torn, when these eggs are born, you're gonna be imprinted as their father.
No, I won't. Do not say that in front of me. That's not going to happen, Sims. That's not going to happen.
Why am I getting a vibe like Donkey and the Dragon?
There's a bit of a glare at all of you, especially you, Wilhelm.
I mean, he's
I
a very
apologize.
good-looking kobold. I'm sorry that he's so tiny, but
Wait, what?
Leroy, Hachu, why don't you two go find out where we're actually supposed to put her? Does she have like a
Put her-
room,
pick
or
your words carefully, sir. She is
A clock tower.
She is a
We need to
guest.
give her a
Surely,
clock tower.
surely, instead of putting her anywhere, we're finding her accommodations, sir.
I was informed there was a office of sort outside the stables.
we have stables?
Sure, of course we have stables, and don't call me Shirley.
There's a little bit of a head tilt as she's realizing you guys aren't as British, and you're probably not so much Swinton and his gang part of OSS.
Sorry, man. We're a special unit.
Emphasis,
Emphasis on the special.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Raises her
it's
head
been an
up,
understatement.
looks over the cart at one of the orderlies and one of the privates standing there, and will kind of lean in and starts to converse with him a little bit, and he gives a couple nods, looks over one of the others. One of the corporals pulls out a clipboard, and one of the privates will walk over to you as the griffin takes their cart and their attention to a couple of the other soldiers. One will come walking over to you guys. Well, I do believe we can get her to her place. I believe Swinton did give orders. We just need to figure out where those orders are. But
Check his desk.
we
A lot
may
of fancy people keep their stuff on their desk.
we may do that. But thank you for recovering her and keeping her calm. We can handle it from here if you all wish to get dinner and retire for the evening. Again, thank you. I believe
Alright.
Swinton will be rather happy to hear about this.
Torn is going to approach the private and take an intimidating grasp on about probably where his shirt is near his belly because he can't reach his collar. And just be
Right on
like,
his belt buckle.
no, just a bit above. We're not going there.
It's gonna be like,
Remember, sentient creature. No ropes. No leads.
We didn't plan on doing such. I was under the understanding that the cage was simply at her request.
Alright, good. Maybe.
he's going to pat out the rumples he left on his shirt and like step away.
Kind of looks awkwardly to either sides of his vision and kind of stands up straight and takes a half step back. Very well.
Nice hat, by the way.
Thank you.
You know, Thorn, we should really talk about how you react with people. Not everybody is as dumb as you think they are.
Well, yes, they are.
Gives a quick salute to the few of you that are military. Gives an about face and will walk over. And a few moments later, you'll see the Griffin pushing with one claw the cart and walking behind the corporal with the clipboard and one of the other privates as they lead them out one of the side hallways, those nice rounded arches, and starts to make their way through the building.
Torn is going to make sure to get a sweeping bow in as the griffin leaves.
There's a tiny hint of a smile.
I Prussian bow, so it's basically like a slight
Middle finger.
No.
Got the real solid heel click and then bend perfectly at the waist.
Yeah, and a nice 45-degree angle and come back up. Never really actually bending downward.
Nice.
Riggering all the Great War veterans in the area.
What's the what are those little wooden birds with a top hat that like drop down into a glass
Oh,
of water?
Oh yeah, those.
Those are great. I love those.
I want one.
One of my favorite desk toys.
That one's surprisingly
I thought everybody knew about this news of an ornithological nature.
I'm gonna shoot you if you finish that. Both in game and in real life.
I thought you had all heard.
No, in real life. No.
Let's disconnect him.
Hey, Peter.
What?
Where's the goat?
It should have come with us.
Perception check, everybody who wants to look for
I
the goat.
drug it with us, so it should fucking be here.
Perception check.
Oh,
20.
no. I'm not over there anymore with them.
If you want to like peek your way back inside and like to once you heard that the griffin left, the two of you would be able to enter back in if you want to also do perception. Let's see, 8, 15, 20. Nobody sees it as you all kind of start looking outwards, except for Nikos. Nikos, some inclination says up.
Look up.
You crane your neck and look up, and you guys have seen some of the covers where Nikos is making that confused, like, high right brow, slightly agape look. As you look up, the goat is all four hooves upside down, magnet to the ceiling.
Okay, I'm going to bed.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna-
And I
I'm
just
gonna
walk
look up.
off.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna put my hand on Torin's shoulder after looking back down, and I'm gonna say, you know what? Before we go to dinner, we should take those drawings to Nikos' fan club. Maybe we can get them to take us out to dinner.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hey, where's Nico?
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot about that fan club.
Do you want to come, Leroy?
How did you lose the goat?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be cooking any griffin eggs for dinner, so...
Let's not make that joke anywhere near here again.
I don't understand where it could have gone. It's so concerning.
A small, faint, kind of weak goat bleat echoes across
Meh.
the wooden ceiling.
I'm actively ignoring it.
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't have the goat shit on his head.
Meh.
Let's go speak to Nikos' fan club. I'm sure they will be excited to hear about our journeys in Greece.
Are you just gonna kind
Meh.
of scoot Torn out on his heels, like just scooting him forward?
Meh.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, where's this?
As the four of you head outside and catch up with the other two, Nico's outside, just done with the day.
Uh-huh.
Alright, yeah, we'll pan over, we'll do the last event for this day, and then we'll start hitting our daily tasks for the next couple days after. But, so we got Torn, Wilhelm, and Peter going to the fan club. Leroy and Hachu, are you also going?
Oh, my
Yeah, yeah, I love.
Yeah, I didn't know
seeing
Wilhelm was. I thought it was
Yeah.
Leroy coming too.
Yeah.
No, I love seeing Nikos just kind of squirt.
Oh yeah, I gotta hear. I gotta.
Oh,
see
are you
this.
trying to drag Nikos along too,
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of letting him go to bed?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, no, he can't go to bed. You know, he's got to
Nikos,
meet
are
his
you
loyal
gonna go,
fans.
or are you gonna force him to go along?
I was going to talk to them anyway, so yeah, I'll go.
Oh no. Alright.
Peter, I'm assuming you dealt with it. The like relatively gnarly slash across Torrens' front.
Yeah, he kind of.
Yeah, at some point, when we got some downtime,
Yeah.
I'll make sure we're all healed up.
Alright. You'll be able to do some magical healing on the way. Your chest isn't hurting as much anymore.
Still fucking shredded a brand new shirt. God damn it.
It wouldn't be such a problem if you didn't insist on the silk shirts.
But they're nice.
You guys follow Peter as he kind of takes the lead a little bit. You guys head down a couple halls, go to the research building, make your way up to the 3rd floor, walking past the 2nd where you know Southern Pacific Command and Intelligence is located. Make your way on up, go to the little double door, crack it open, step inside. There is, if it wasn't present before, the divide in the room has grown to those of you who saw it before, but to those of you who are new to this room, it should be 8 different, almost like cubbied areas of this long rectangular classroom, like very large, long rectangular classroom. And each cubby of sort is supposed to be a different kind of historical period or location or timeline, where you would expect there to be like an Egyptology, a Ptolemaic, a Persian, a Roman, an Italian, a Greek, kind of different research sections with various items and accoutrements and special devices and little archaeology finds and posters and maps, and each one's kind of sectioned off. It's kind of swelled a little bit, where there's now 3 sections, going on 3.5, about to be 4 sections now, that are exclusively Greek. And if you didn't know better, some of the desks have been specifically placed in a way to, dare I say, make a sort of hot gate entrance that you have to pass between a couple of the large tables. They're not tipped over or nothing, but you can't exactly walk over or under a table. So there's only one 5-foot wide spot that you have to pass through to get to the other half of the room that is just overtaken with mostly Greek and ancient Greek items, weapons, racks, posters, paintings, walls, everything.
Before we actually go in there, the question is, do we send Nikos in first or last?
I don't know. You guys are making a big deal out of this.
While you're discussing this, I'm just gonna walk in.
I'm gonna put my arm out in front of you. No, this is important. You have to
Is
make
it
the right
really?
impression. Do we lead with the art or the actual man himself?
In that case, we
I've
should lead
already
with the
met
art.
them.
We should definitely lead with the art. Nico, stand out here.
Peter, deck save.
What is not a deck save? I'm just like blocking him. I'm not actually like punching him or
No,
anything.
it's not him. It's not him.
Oh no.
Peter, you're
Sorry,
gonna
he's
take
dead.
1 piercing damage as you're not paying attention. All of you kind of hear a ting ting, shit, and a arrow that sounds like it ricochets off something just around the corner will graze the left side of your bicep and stick into the door sill, but right beside you for 1 point of piercing.
Hurry up, Torin! Go before they shoot another one.
Why are they shooting at us?
What is that with the art?
Why are they
Or
pros?
you step inside and you can see 2 of the but two elves are standing there wearing business casual kind of science-y like half suits and like casual suits, but are wearing Roman scale mail and a Roman classic like armor over those suits, kind of haphazardly, not fully strapped, and they're holding up large Roman scutum shields, and one of them is kind of rubbing his head a little bit and looking at the large scratch on the shield. On the other side of the Hadrian Wall of sorts is one of the three little Greek pans that is holding a now empty bow and looking pretty white and like, oh shoot, that shouldn't have happened, as they're all kind of looking over at you now, Torn, in the door sill with the arrow that very clearly glanced off the shield towards the door.
Wow, that is creative.
They said the scutum can withstand a Greek arrowhead. I told them they're wrong. Obviously we're right. You're wrong. We're right.
But the arrow is very clearly not through the shield and is instead in this door frame, so I would say it withstood it pretty well.
Byzantine crossbow!
Torin, placate them before they shoot again!
Torn, make me a
Also,
dex
do you
save.
think- Do you think this is the right place to test that?
As you say
24.
that, Torn, you have to duck as passing between your horns, you hear yelled out from the back side of the Greek corridor, Byzantine crossbow!
No, he doesn't duck. He catches the bull with a 24.
Oh, there's no catching this, no.
Oh.
It's about a 3-foot long, like, scorpion bolt.
Oh.
You're not catching this without hurting yourself. It passes over you. You hear the loud thwang of the Byzantine kind of scorpion crossbow as it flies over your head and sticks right into the middle of one of the Roman shields, denting into the metal roundel in the middle, as one of the elves let out a fucking ha-ha! Damn it!
Wilhelm walks straight in. Walks straight up to that guy.
Ceasefire!
First thing I do is I go up to the guy with the Greek bow. I take it out of his hands. I go up to the guy who just shot the like Byzantine crossbow, and I knock him on the head. And I look at all of them and be like, "Listen, you want to test this shit out? You bring it downstairs to the range.
We're not
I'm
allowed
not-
there anymore.
I almost just died to an elf.
God, I wonder why.
Did you ring the bell?
I'll
I've
ring your
never been-
bell in a second.
I mean, I definitely just rung your bell."
The three pans get side by side, looking like a scolded Huey, Dewey, and Louie in front of Wilhelm.
Well, he's great with children, isn't he?
Listen, if I have to talk to you about firing weapons near my friends again, regardless of the time, we will have words.
In
And I
their
will introduce
20s.
you,
Can we
And
have
I will-
words and tea?
And if
and I
those
will
words don't,
introduce you to my artillery piece.
and if those words don't work, I'll fire weapons near your friends and mine are from this century.
Prussian history is not really our thing. Is Nikos here?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
but you
three
have
of them
to
kind of
shot
light
with
up.
an arrow.
The three of them light up and look past Wilhelm towards the doorway.
Oh,
Can I go in now?
we have something
No.
for you. Torin,
No, before that, Torin is literally going to deadeye him and go,
Yeah, but you shot him with that arrow.
That's impossible.
Oh,
These guys do not care at all.
I'm concerned now.
Did he get hurt?
No, I mean, I don't know what to do now.
They kind of look to each other, look over to the two elves that are putting away some of the Roman gear and starting to take the armor off and set it down and go back to whatever they were doing. One of them's kind of writing down on a scroll, and the other one seems to be looking through a book. As the three of them will look to Wilhelm, look to you, Torn. Sorry about all that. Is Nikos here?
Yes, sorry, I just get a bit sassy after I almost die from an arrow.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, bet you are.
Not really, but I figured it'd be nice.
Don't say it if you don't mean it.
You're lucky we just came from a fight with an incredibly polite griffin.
A griffin? Persian griffin? Greek griffin? Italian griffin?
What kind of griffin was that, actually?
Naughty.
It was a
Hey.
white griffin.
Torrin should have known history. What kind of griffin was that?
Roll me history.
Oh, wow. Okay, crit fail.
Still on 11. Fuck.
dang.
It's an even tie between Greek or Italian. You're not entirely sure.
No, it's white.
She said she was from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
They
It's
kind of look
pronounced
to each
Edinburgh.
other a little concerned. Griffins in Scotland? I've never heard of one up there. Neither have I.
Right, if you expand your horizons a little bit beyond Greece, I don't know.
Sacrilege.
Anyway, show them the art. Maybe that will make them happy.
Alright, of course, that's why I came here.
Alright.
I must don't want such a rude entrance. Anyways,
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yes, he did a sketch of me. A few, I think, actually.
Nikas! The
Uh-oh.
three of
Yeah, I
them
walked in.
pull over and go running up to you and kind of like... They don't plod into you or nothing, but they kind of run up to you, and one is instantly looking and already starting to write down on a notepad the 3 new dings that you acquired on your shield. The other one's kind of looking over your shin guard. Yeah, you definitely got in a fight. They weren't lying.
A few fights.
What'd you
But
fight?
a few things, Egyptian undead, some other things. Also,
Ptolemaic?
you asked me
Bronze
to
Age? Roman?
hold.
well, you see, I have some depictions of it here.
No, you don't have anything of the Egypt fight. You have the Patroclus fight.
Yeah, that's what
They all turn their head and look over. Patroclus? What do you mean?
Yeah, you
Patroclus?
asked me to. You said there were rumors about that hermit in Larissa. We went to visit.
Oh, we didn't think he was actually real.
Torrin
Oh, he's real,
produces
alright.
From his satchel, the sketch. I'd like to imagine it's on like 18 by 24 fucking
Pretty much. Yeah,
Paper.
roll it.
with the fucking nice lines and the graphite shading and like the
You
that-
unroll it and hold it out. And the 3 of them will come stomping over, their hooves kind of clattering. And we'll just kind of gather around on all 3 sides of it and look into it. Ooh, who drew this?
I did.
They kind of look to you, look back to it. They're all kind of nodding and smiling a little bit. They're just going to be kind of enamored and looking it over, kind of whispering to themselves as they're like pointing out certain parts and stuff.
Torn, they're gonna ask you to join their fan club.
You could acquire this. I mean, if you wanted to allocate some funds.
How much you want for it?
How's 100 sound?
$100?
Yeah.
Snaps her finger. The other one gives a nod, dashes over really quick, drops down to their knees and scoots underneath. Pulls out a, looks like an old ammo tin, like 50 cal ammo tin. Flips the lid open.
It would be new now.
This one's a bit old. This one's been around for a little bit. They don't like new stuff.
They
about
deal in bottle caps.
10 years old. Oh god, they're bottle cap collectors. Torn, give me perception.
should have asked for more. Hello? Oh, there it goes. 17.
Hey. You're able to kind of look over. You can see what looks like a... The best way to describe it is it seemed like a somewhat similar but much smaller checkbook to the one that you saw being carried around in Egypt. as they start to write down on it really quickly, scribble a number, tear the check out, set it in there, close the lid, scoot it back, and come walking over and hand you one. Give me another perception roll.
20.
It is signed, it is signed Greenwich Archaeology Department, Torn Levencroft. And the number is specifically, let me just DM it to you, because I feel like that'd be funny.
Torn is like,
This isn't going to bounce, right?
No. Maybe, but no.
But hey, if this bounces, I know where you work.
And as they hand you the check, they kind of take it and they start rolling the paper, and the three of them go walking off and instantly start to lay it in a kind of hard-backed wood frame and start putting a frame and a panel of glass over the top of it.
I believe. Is this like me? Not sorry. Jeez. Oh, it's kind of stuffy in here, isn't it?
Very quickly, they're able to frame and put behind glass this lead sketch of, or graphite, I should say, graphite sketch of Nikos in pitched battle with Patroclus.
his bulging biceps.
Bulging biceps,
Wavy
and
hair.
wavy hair, and you see it go up over what would be a map of the old Byzantine like borders.
Oh.
And the three of them are just kind of looking with hands on top of their hips proudly at it and nodding to each other.
Wow. I'm glad you like it.
Good framing job.
I said that. Wait.
If you have any more, we'll buy them off you at a later time.
Good to know. I kind of like these guys, Nico. You know, he doesn't do much in the evenings.
He doesn't?
No, not really.
Are you
Also,
free?
thank you for that luck. At the moment, yeah.
The other one kind of pushes those two aside. He's busy. What was that?
Oh no. Oh no.
The third one's just kind of looking to you while the other two are looking kind of offended. What was that, Nikos?
I didn't say anything.
Never mind. She'll turn around and look to the other two, and they go back to squabbling over some small, like, items on the desk again. For the time being, the room gets weirdly kind of quiet as the two elves are continuing to do what they're doing, and the three pans are just scouring over stuff and occasionally snickering to each other and pointing up at the new graphite drawing they got up on the wall, seeming pretty proud of themselves.
Well, if that's all, then I suppose I should be going. As the rest of us, I mean, Nikos can hang around for a minute, can't you, Nikos?
We would love that.
Yeah.
Torn is gonna pat Nikos on the hip as he leaves.
You see one of them pulling out a typewriter and a couple reels of paper and starting to set it up and prime it. Oh, who'd we lose? Oh, let's see. Oh, okay,
Nice
he'll
to
be
meet
right
you.
back. Yeah, he said he'll be right back. You see one of them setting up a typewriter and starting to prime it, slipping the sheet of paper in with about 20 more sheets beside it, and kind of gives you a look and pats the chair next to him. So, how'd the battle go exactly?
It went fairly well. He summoned some undead skeletons, and we had a little bit of a phalanx battle.
No. What was the weather like? What was the setting?
Oh.
How did it feel? How tired were you? How did you eat? Did you drink? Tell me everything.
Well, didn't take note of the weather too much. It was an average day.
Well, Thorn, is that enough for us to go get dinner?
No.
I could eat a cow.
starts to type away at the little typewriter very rapidly. It was a wet and rainy day. The cool water running down his bicep.
Come on, no need for embellishment.
This keeps typing as the other two kind of flank either side of you, and we're just kind of gonna start listening in. Nikos will be indisposed for the next X amount of time as he gets riddled for a new fanfic.
Oh.
Where do the rest of you go as you exit your way out, leaving him to his doom?
I think we're taking the money from the picture and going out to get some moderately nicer than Chow, but not like, or the Chow Hall, but not like, really fancy or anything.
Hey, Peter,
dinner place.
Now's the time I tell you I believe they made a clerical error in writing their check to me. I believe they added an extra 0.
What did they give you?
1,000.
Something tells me that was not a clerical error.
I'll take it.
Either way, we can keep it under
that
100.
without me.
That
was the subject of the painting, you bastards.
We'll bring you a cobalt bag.
Hey, Luke, I'm gonna run something by you.
Yeah, send it.
Anyways, Torrin's going to make sure this check doesn't bounce first.
You'll be able to take it to the little finance office, and you'll be able to get it cashed out to your account, essentially.
Does it
you're able
bounce?
to get the money. It does not.
Oh my god, okay, great.
It's kind of hard to bounce when it's coming from the office that you're cashing it in at. You've been paid by the taxpayer military fund.
Hell yes, embellishment.
Let me see
All
what
right,
Laura's got here. Oh.
Yes.
Are you gonna stay behind while everyone else goes out to dinner to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But Nikos has to stay.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna be.
Well, I
allowed
was
to
saying
leave.
anyway.
They're interviewing him
yeah,
for the
that's
fight.
that's actually.
Yeah,
good.
we're abandoning
I'm
him
great.
to go get dinner.
So one of the four of you are gonna
I'll,
go
I'll
out.
catch up and fill my belly later.
Well, the four of you are gonna go out to get a real nice dinner. We'll see Leroy and Nikos staying back. Nikos, you're sat down. One of them's looking over your shield. The other one's typing. And one's sitting a little bit back behind you next to Leroy. And they kind of look over. Are you sure? He's okay with that?
Oh yeah, he suggested it himself.
What are you doing?
Keep speaking. And the other one kind of tugs you a little bit. No, you were getting at the good
All
part.
right,
Keep telling me.
all right.
And the third one will kind of look
it's
back
all, It's all
over.
above ground.
Kind of leans
No.
into you,
There weren't
Leroy.
10. There were only 3. There weren't 10 of them.
Kind of purses her lips and keeps typing. He's gonna lean into you a little bit, Leroy, the third one. I can do 700.
It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be artifactual.
Come with me. And she'll kind of guide you around and go over to a little table and starts to show you a little myriad mix of things. Roll me a d6, Leroy.
Okay.
They show you a couple different items, but one that really sticks out to you that they hold up, that your financial mind is able to get a really good sense of like, oh, this could be worth a lot and also be rather useful to you. It is a solid block of smeltable, like ready to be smelted and utilized silver. Not for money, but for tools, projectiles, weapons, silver tipping to spears. It is about a 2-pound block of silver ready to be smelted that they hold up to you. How's about this?
How did you acquire it? This looks like it's been around a while.
We may have gotten it from what was believed to be a sort of vampire hunting, vampire and beast hunting guild, I think they said it was, somewhere in northern Syria.
Fascinating.
And a person of your abilities and quick draw, I'm pretty sure could find maybe smelting use for this.
Potentially. I'm just kind of drawing it out, stroking my mustache and goatee, and looking at the block, looking at Nikos, looking at the block, looking at Nikos again, looking at the block, looking at the elf. I think we have an arrangement.
Excellent.
I don't have a sense of impending doom.
They'll set it down on a piece of large kind of older newspaper, wrap it around it, put tape over the top of it, hand it out to you.
Like it's a piece of fish.
Add a 2-pound block of pure silver to your inventory, Leroy.
What the fuck?
Hold out my hand, shake the hand of the elf, tip my hat. Pleasure doing business with you.
It's not an elf. This is one of the pans.
Oh, it's a yeah.
Pans.
This is one of
pans.
the little pans.
Oh.
The little goat-legged people with
Yeah,
the little horns on top of their head.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
Like Danny DeVito and Hercules.
Yeah. But not
Nothing like
ugly.
But not Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I shake the pants hands and quip. Nothing like 30 pieces of silver to soothe the ding.
They give a very happy nod and kind of look over deviously at the other two, who kind of raise a brow, wondering what just transpired, as the third pan will kind of walk over and is starting to look through what seems to be various garments and clothing items for the time being.
That sounds like a great name for a band.
And I catch Nikos' eye and say, "Have fun. I will see you after dinner. If not, tomorrow morning. And I'll catch up with the rest of the party. 2-pound block of pure silver, the richer."
You make your way down and out, and you're able to catch up to the rest of the party, who's standing out front waiting for a cab to take them to the restaurant. And we'll get to that in a moment. The last scene we'll get is them about halfway through the sort of embellished fan fiction of your fight with Patroclus and what you discussed after, as the third one comes walking up wearing sort of a Greek-style sundress as compared to the half-business, kind of grungy pants, and has a couple native to Athens kind of daisy flowers, and sets one of them on one of your shoulder. You don't quite notice it at first. Sets another one very idly on your other shoulder, almost like a 10-year-old just messing with someone. Sets another one on your left shoulder again. You feel another one slightly brush over your left ear.
Yes.
Just kind of standing there, slightly puts one of their hooves a little bit into the ground and kind of twists their leg a little bit.
What did he do?
Nothing in particular.
Whatever it was, I didn't have a part of it.
You're in room 3B, correct?
Oh, no.
And we'll transition on over to dinner party. Jesus. We'll figure out what happens with that tomorrow. We'll see where that goes later.
I'm 2 of 2. I'm 2 of 2.
Bastard.
First Torin and now Nikos.
You're pimping out the party.
Jesus Christ.
30 pieces of silver to
This
soothe the
time
soul.
I got
God damn
paid
it.
for it. The first time I paid
God
somebody
damn
else,
it.
this time I got paid for it.
Investment returns.
I knew
30
you wanted to
pieces
get
of
me out,
silver,
you
call me
fucking
Judas
bastard.
Iscariot.
Your new call sign is Judas.
There you go. I'll take it.
Your call sign is Judas. You sold out your hot flash.
Everyone's just making money off of Nico's.
You're all bastards. I'm
started
sticking my
doing-
neck out on
when
the
he-
line, being the
when
tank for all of you. What
doesn't-
thanks do I get?
He doesn't
I get
even
whored out, left out of dinner. Man,
I think you're going to
started
get it, Nikos.
When he started
And if I'm being
describing,
honest, it's probably going to be more upscale than where we're going.
when he started describing the pan approaching, I had to mute myself. I was laughing. So
fucker. Knew it. Oh.
As on the cab ride, Torn's gonna look up at these guys like,
Alright, guys, dinner is on me and kind of also on Nikos a little bit because it was a picture of him. But this is a lot. We can get whatever we want here.
I figure we save, unless you really want to go ham, I figure
Get what you want.
we save most of it, go to some, just nice-ish sit-down place. We don't need to go to a 5-star restaurant or anything.
Better get what you want.
Well, alright.
Very good.
Torn, roll me a D100.
oh no. 64.
Everybody that is going out to dinner, roll me a flat charisma check.
What check?
Flat charisma.
Charisma.
Alright. And Torin.
Alright, I needed one too.
Flat charisma. Everyone's relatively okay. Peter, you're gonna be coming back a little bit woozy. You've had escargot before, but for some reason the British just didn't do it right. Torin, in a very fun, flaunting, good time, and with the spirits really high, you guys feeling really good about yourself, you do unfortunately spend 640 bucks. But you guys feel really good as you come back, as you're hopping out of the cab late at night. Peter, you're a little meh, not sick, but you don't feel the greatest. You're also kind of let down because the escargot was kind of shit, and the northern cod was just garbage. But the British don't seem to know how to prep it your way. But everything else was great. As you guys are feeling spiffy, you're feeling pretty good. You went out on town, went to the second most expensive place. Yeah, Torn, you blew $640 in 1936.
Jesus Christ, high rolling over here.
As you guys are able to make your way back inside and eventually disperse to your rooms and relax, the -1 to your intelligence will wear away.
Oh, thank God.
And for getting to flaunt and have a good time, Peter, unfortunately, you won't get this. And Nikos, because you weren't there, you don't get it. But, Leroy, Hachu, Torn, and Wilhelm, all of you get a +1 to any charisma-based checks for the next 72 hours.
+1 charisma check.
Let's go.
+1 to anything charisma or charisma-based.
So basically, while we're still here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. Peter, why didn't you like the snails?
They just didn't do it right. Maybe I've gotten too used to French style.
Snails are snails.
Maybe I built them up in my memory.
That was great. That was oh God, Lord, that was expensive, but it was very good.
You guys are able to retire for the night. You eventually all go back to your rooms, get you some long, proper rest, wake yourselves up in the morning. Nikos, unless you specifically want it
Yes.
to go a certain way, it will just be very, very close cuddling and not quite snoo, just adoration cuddling from them.
Oh my god.
Unless you
Fine.
aim to
Somehow-
drive it further.
Somehow I get the feeling that's
No.
worse.
That's
No.
worse. That is worse.
Look, I'm already a bastard. I don't want to make more bastards.
Nikos will have a
Oh,
very
like
nice
that.
night of adoration and cuddling, and from the pan.
Did they take him out to dinner?
So if you're a
No.
bastard and you have another bastard, does that mean their name is Fitz?
It negates out the bastard. Double negative. Oh shit. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, it'll be a nice, pleasant night. Some cuddling, some idle talking. Still mostly just fan picking your brain for the time being. As no snoo or nothing of that sort. The other two are gonna be pretty hard pressed and jealous for the next couple days, as they weren't made knowledgeable of the bid to spend the night with you at the cost of 30 silver. But yeah.
So the pan, is it a fawn or a satyr?
Fawn.
Okay. The
Only
fawn
one
being
of them's a satyr. The satyr was the one typing. But yeah, the night will pass, the morning will draw, everybody will get the nice sun coming through, except for Peter. The pan is long gone by the time you hit the morning. They pieced out maybe like 5:30 in the morning to go attend to what they need to, because they start pretty early. So all of you will be able to wake up about 6:30 slowly.
Torin is going to go check his room.
Could be investigation.
9.
Yeah, no goat as far as you can see or hear.
Okay, that's good. Okay, no goats.
I can't wait to just keep encountering that goat periodically on our adventures.
Right? Yeah, same.
You guys
Spider
opened
goat.
this up.
Spider goat.
You invented that on the spot, didn't you?
Yes.
Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's just a goat.
Look out, he is a spider goat.
I want you guys to know that that goat was actually pivotal to how that encounter went down. So,
I had to reward the idea somehow, and I'm like, yeah, I'll make a yeah. Yeah, well, if you're able to gather up, Leroy, I'm assuming you're able to give kind of a knowing look to Nikos.
You know,
Oh, yes.
Leroy, I don't exactly appreciate being whored out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just making sure you spend plenty of meaningful time with the people that really appreciate you.
Roll me deception, Leroy. Nikos, insight. Despite the fawn telling you that, not directly telling you, but insinuating that Leroy promised them to you that night for a small fee, Leroy wouldn't lie to you. He's your friend. He's your party member.
Bastard. God damn it. Alright. Well, did you at least have a good dinner?
It was delicious. I think it actually. I think, unfortunately, it broke Torin. You got fronted with a bill.
Well, you're welcome. It was my picture that paid for it.
We're staying here another night, right? Maybe I need to go talk to your fan club.
We have another 2 nights.
Oh boy, 2 more nights with the fan club. I mean, with your
It's one more for
with your
each.
loyal and enthusiastically rabid fans.
Please don't.
Picture of Nikos, but it's the fucking trained alien.
But now we get to the first part of our 2 days of 2 days of in between, and you guys know how this goes. You get a interaction and a action for each day. Interaction is if you want to have a conversation, converse with someone, do something somewhat minor, and a action is what task you want to dedicate yourself to that day, be it research, extra rest, something idle, perhaps something involved with another party member. Each of you will be able to do these things as you wish. However, there are no side tasks presently available or needing to be done other than attending to the library, which does require one more successful day's worth of organization. Last you guys left it. Outside of the library, there is no pressing additional daily tasks, so you guys will be free to do what you wish with these 2 days. So for the first day, action and interaction. Hachu, what would you like to do for those as we get our list written down here? Do you have any specific interactions or actions you would like to attend to?
Interactions, yes. I want to talk to Picatrix. I got a question to ask him.
Yeah, where did we decide we were going last session?
Your mother's house.
Talked to
after
Picatrix
that.
about
Roads.
something, and I wasn't allowed to come.
Your dad's house.
No,
And
like
because of that.
genuinely though.
Roads.
Right.
Oh yeah, we're doing roads than the Amazons
Yeah.
Yep.
Up in the
because they're in
Georgia.
line. Sweet Georgia.
Not that Georgia.
Yes, that Georgia. Because everybody knows Joseph Stalin was a Confederate.
I mean, the Russian Navy flag does kind of look like a very simple. Alright, so.
Wow, the
first
cross of
day-
St. Andrew looks like the cross of St. Andrew.
Whoa,
Who would have guessed?
So Hachu's interaction will be a Picatrix. What's your action for the day gonna be?
Fumble some books in the library.
Yeah, I'm going to the library too, so if anyone wants to come help me.
Library. Let me go with. Let me write all the names in here.
Unless there's another body for me to talk to.
Torin is not going to the library.
Oh,
No, you have to come to the library to speak to the woman from the other library.
He had enough of her. He is going to stay. Well, he's probably going to visit the library for some. Oh wait, we can't do that yet, can we?
Not yet.
Torin has to go to the library. He went there to gather books and realized he could not find the books. He is going to the library, upset.
Alright. Let's see. Leroy, interaction and action for day 1. What do?
Interaction, action. I'm gonna clean my guns because I don't remember the last time I did that.
Alright.
That's gonna be my action.
Detail guns and look over
Uh-huh.
here. And any interaction of particular that you'd like to have for the day.
You know, I don't. Yeah.
You are always
need
allowed
to-
to pass. There's no penalty for passing.
He says that. It's the fucking DM though.
How I operate.
Yeah, only too well. Yeah, I'll pass for now, just because I'm kind of.
Oh, good. Nikos, action and interaction for day 1.
I'll go to the library also.
Library. Any interaction for the day?
Nah, not today.
Alrighty. Peter, action is library. Interaction?
Don't really have one now.
Torn, action you said was library?
Yes.
And any interaction?
He's gonna go see how the Griffin's doing.
Alright.
I'll bet he is. Wink, wink.
There's no compatible size scale
Tell,
there.
tell that to Donkey and the Dragon.
That.
I think you underestimate yourself, O Rider of Centaurs.
Yeah, I know, right?
Scriven's face is as big as he is.
It just means you get to crawl up inside and wiggle everything.
Oh.
Oh.
Wilhelm, action and interaction for day one. He sees.
I wonder if that's getting edited out.
Alright, so I'm hoping you can't hear this little guy because he's a little bit upset right now, but so I actually wanted to take a train or something like that to Oxford.
Ah, okay. Oxford.
And I don't think that one second, I gotta look something up real quick. Okay, that took forever to load. I'm pretty sure that I cannot find the information I'm looking for.
What are
It's
you
under...
roughly trying to figure out?
Oh, it's under in-game images, that's right. So, I am going to try to go down, and I think it was Sergeant Liza Prospero. I wanted to see if she was there at the Oxford Arcane College.
Okay.
If she's not, I would like to leave a message for her and talk to anybody that might know her there.
Alrighty. I think that one will double as your action and interaction.
Yeah, I figured that would be basically my whole day would be devoted to that.
Sounds good. I think what we'll do is, since I got these down, Hachu and Wilhelm, we will get to your guys' next week, as well as Torin chatting with the Griff. We'll see how the library trip goes first.
Wait, it's only like 8:15.
Oh boy!
Yeah, got like 45, 50 minutes, unless we go a little bit over, in which case we could probably get more done, but we'll see how long this takes, because we know how you guys do.
Do we get a little peek into the domestic life of our two librarians? Or no?
Maybe. So, yeah, after breakfast, you guys are able to group together, and we have Torin, Peter, Nikos, and Hachu gathering together to head over to the library. We see Wilhelm heading off base, or off campus rather, to catch a bus to go to the train yard and then take a train out for a quick little visit. And Hachu at a later point in time will be heading over to the research section along with Torin. But before that, you guys got to go to the nice big old library. You go walking across the open field along the little paths. You got a handful of people setting up tripods and testing out various sightseeing equipment and kind of like what looks like 3 different versions of like a mortar site are kind of being tested and looked at. But you guys are able to walk past that, make your way to the front of the library, the large double doors that used to be sealed. As you open those
You need to ground your mortar. It's just gonna fall into the grass.
They kind of look over at you and sneer a little bit, but then one of them, like the somewhat older one that was just standing there with their arms crossed, just kind of nods a couple times knowingly.
Torin's just being a dick. Sorry to interrupt.
You're good. Let me, I gotta find the specific song. Where is it?
Torin over here flexing his all history of wartime weapons.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
God, fucking Nikos.
What is Deco's up to?
Nothing, just...
Oh.
The party made like a collective $2,000 off him.
God, yeah.
Bastards. You're all bastards.
You guys open
Hey,
up
I
the
have
double-
Bastards for doing it. Y'all are bastards for allowing it.
What's up, Will?
I didn't know what you did. I just knew about the paintings, which I thought was just gonna be fun.
I was
I
saying
didn't know
I
you were
haven't
doing
done
this
anything to
either.
Nikos at all yet.
Just imagine if Nikos had been made to posture so someone could paint him wearing only a cape and his shield and a helmet and nothing else.
Like the old Greek face paintings. and stuff.
Yes. Where he's like
With Torin
reclining on
off
a
in the
couch
background,
with
grabbing
the
his
shield
cape and
covering
wiggling
his
it up and
nethers.
down.
Meanwhile,
Torn in the-
the painter's like, I thought the Greeks were supposed to have small penises.
Oh no.
Maybe the pan brought it out of him.
Oh, no. You guys are terrible. The double doors open as the four of you come walking into the library, about 90% done and organized. And the first sight you see is clear floors, open available seats, and for the first time since you've seen it, there's about 10 officers of various rank, what looks like a couple scientists, actually sitting at some of the tables with the little lamps turned on, reading over some of the books and rolling out some manuscripts. And the library is actually being used by someone other than yourselves, it would seem.
Whoa.
Please, Asgarath and Peter.
Progress.
Towards the back, though, you do see about 10 more large, kind of rolling racks of unorganized and uncategorized books, and a couple more shelves worth of empty space that haven't been populated quite yet. But as you look past that, you do see there's no book palm trees, but there is 2 flying V formations of larger textbooks flying across the ceiling and disappearing over the top of one of the large bookshelves.
First the goat and now this.
What?
I do not know what goat you are talking about, Nikos.
I see. Total denial then. Got it.
What are you talking about? Okay, that's a strange silence from both of you. Anyway,
Right, let's get organizing.
I'm glad that Dewey Decimal has been slightly resurrected. He is still on life support, but he's here again.
You guys go walking in, and you see the old man is still standing by, and he's taking a couple of the books and starting to place them up there. And you see every once in a while a singular book, about every third time he goes over to the shelf to start putting some up there. One random book will just kind of float and kind of flap its way over and slot itself up into the shelf. Just kind of working beside him.
I'm glad you two were able to reconnect.
Oh, wondrous. Hello.
Hello.
I'm glad to see you back finally. It's been a while.
I'm glad to see there's a suspicious lack of palm trees.
Yes, it would seem my daughter has returned and has been quite the help. Thank you again.
Of course, I mean, don't you eventually find everyone's daughter in Egypt?
You know, I never thought to look there, and I believe that was probably my first problem. Then again, I didn't think to actually ask if the OSS knew where she was. I should have done that sooner. And you can see him kind of... You see him kind of look over, and sitting behind the main checkout desk where you can check out books and slot them or return them, she's sitting there, face down in a book, reading it, like, intimately and closely. 2 other books are kind of hovering to either side of her, and she has an idle hand just kind of hanging out to the side, levitating a couple books on a rack and organizing them.
Alright, what still needs done? I need to finish this.
You're going to help us finish organizing?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
Thank you. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been far too many weeks. She has helped greatly the last couple days, but I do not feel I can keep organizing books much longer.
Should take a vacation after this.
I plan to, actually. We were actually looking at taking a trip to somewhere in Canada, perhaps Newfoundland.
Odd choice, but okay.
Pronounced Newfoundland.
Listen here, you newfie.
Okay, Labrador. Yeah, he kind of looks over, and those of you who wish to help, give me a intelligence roll and a sleight of hand.
Elegance.
Intelligence.
The
Damn.
curse continues.
The curse continues. This library is just not liking you.
And sleight of hand.
Nope, not that one.
Damn.
And
Hey,
I'll take that one.
He can scissor jack himself, but he's not the best at organizing.
that sounds about right.
Alrighty. Yeah. Well, you do kind of want to look to Torrin for organization. He's not quite mentally there. He just seems a bit defeated as much as the old man is at trying to organize and get this place rolling. Thankfully, the combined intelligence efforts of Peter and Hachu and he goes with a 15. Nice. You guys are able to work together with the old man's help, and you're able to figure out where things go and get a general sense of the last two racks of shelves as you're able to get the books placed up and put away. With Hachu definitely available and Peter helping out quite a bit, you guys are able to slot them away relatively quickly.
Wait, don't these bookends match?
Good 3 to 4 hours go by before Torrin is able to step forward and slot the very last book in. As you all look back and you can see all the racks are empty, all the carts are now empty, every book has been fully slotted. With that, if you want to add to your notes or lists, or if you want to put in a group chat or in your own memory, or if it just pertains to you in general, you now get a +5 to any research checks, whatever it may require, as long as you are able to dedicate a full day action to the library. In your research, it will give you a +5 to that roll, whatever that roll may instill.
Hey.
That's for everybody? Or just the people who are there?
Everybody.
Okay, cool. Because definitely gonna utilize that for tomorrow.
Nice.
Torrin stomps his way out.
Angie Torrin goes stomping away and just walks out.
Angie Torrin is Angie.
Sorry, what was the bonus for that?
+5 to if you use any in-between action to do specifically research, whatever those rolls may instill, you get a +5. In addition to, you also have a feat that ties in now with this library as well, Torrin.
Yeah, I know that one.
But welcome! The Greenwich Library is now in full effect and working once again, so hey, they kind of look to you and give a nice little happy nod and smile, and he kind of leans back, the old man does, against the table, and puts a hand over hers and kind of look to each other with a bit of a smile, looks back to all of you, kind of looks for Torrin for a second, shrugs that he's not there. Thank you for helping us with that. That would have taken so long, as if it hasn't already. But, of course, the library is fully accessible to you, and now the full availability is yours to reap the benefit of. And you see her kind of lean forward over the top of the table a little bit. It gives kind of a smile. And I figure I might as well be working here for a little while, so if you need me to get you any books. And she kind of flicks her wrist a little bit as a book just rocket speed jets over and lands in her hand. It's not hard for me to get it.
How'd you do that?
I would assume magic.
That was cool. I like that. I would do that.
Could say something like that.
No, you're a necromancer. She is a book romancer.
I don't think they call it that.
No, I never heard it referred to as that, but I kind of like the
Bibliomancer?
the OSS, well, rather the Arcane College in London, officially labels it as papermancy.
That sounds kind of stupid.
I like book romancer better.
I'm a little more fond of book romancer. That sounds a little more.
Well, since you use your mind for it, won't that make you a neuromancer?
Oh, shut the fuck up, James.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I wish there was some way to hurt you guys for bad puns. She gives a little bit of a frown and thinks to a moment, puts a finger at her chin. I don't really use my mind. I more so just kind of feel it.
No.
Uh-oh.
Have you go hit him for that one?
Did you smack him?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was wondering why there was some mic crossover there.
I just hear, no!
No, Daddy, no!
No, Dad, no! It's D&D
I'll get
time.
my belt.
No. That's the next art piece I'm gonna get. All of you guys laying on the floor, me having kicked the door open of my OC. It's D&D time. No, Dungeon Master, no! Oh, God. Yeah, she kind of looks to you, and you see her levitate a book over and catches it in her other hand and opens it up as you see all the pages separate and not really tear, but just kind of displace themselves from the glue and the binding as all the pages start to hover around, and she forms, as they piece together, a perfectly dense, like, very smooth paper ball and kind of hovers it in place. And then it gives a little poof as it almost confetti flies out and all the pages go loose again, only to stack back up, twirl around a bit, and lock themselves back into the binding of the book. Not so much the binding and the brims and the covers, but the paper itself, just paper as a element? Kind of picks up the book, levitates it nice and slowly and gently back over to the shelf, slots it back up on like the 20th rung, and then just kind of crosses her arms and leans forward and looks to you all. Well, since you're here, anything else I can help you with?
I think we're good, unless anyone has a research project.
If not, you're always free to come here. The entire library is at your beck and call. But, I think we're gonna go get lunch for the time being. We kind of skipped breakfast. And you see him give a little bit of a nod as the two of them get up, give a nice little nod and wave goodbye to you all, and start walking their way out and head out of the library. You see a couple of the other people reading over books slowly start to accumulate their stuff as they start to make their way over for lunch. And, yeah, library is now fully accessible. Those combined rolls work despite Torin's intelligence failing him.
Yet again, for like the 4th time in a row, specifically in the library.
Specifically to the library that almost exclusively benefits him the best. We'll pan on over to Hachu. After that, you guys kind of displace and go your various ways. Hachu, you're going to go visit Picatrix, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Good luck.
You know where he's at. You know where he's present. You make your way up in there. You give a nod to one of the two guys standing by that are kind of writing over some stuff. And you can hear what is a little bit of a radio broadcast. Sounds kind of like a maybe cricket game or something is being like narrated of sorts. Not very loudly, but inside this glass box that they keep them in. One of the scientists just kind of look back over to you. Well, you'll like the company. Just don't make it too long, but whatever it is you're going to ask them, slightly avoid mentioning too many current events if you can help it.
Okay, I can do that.
We're trying not to overload him too quickly. He still has quite a bit of history to catch up on, and current politics as they are only opens up more and more questions for him.
Hachi just kicks open the door. So what do you think about Hitler?
Yeah, so what do you think about that mustache fella in Europe that he's talking about?
Charlie Chaplin? Oh, he's funny.
Oh, him too. He's brilliant.
But yeah, he kind of gives a nod, steps over, will open the door for you to step in. Or slither in. Slide in. And the little door will kind of close and clack behind you. And you see on the little pedestal in the middle of the glass box, the skin-binding book is just kind of sitting there. You got the little radio broadcasting what sounds like a cricket game. Is that... who is that? Who is that? Hachu. Hi.
That is correct.
You.
Can I help you?
Wait, did you go with him, Wilhelm?
No, he just poked his head in for that one moment, just to
His
say
head
that.
pokes through the window. Bless you.
I have a question to ask you.
I do like questions. I got answers.
Does the name Couch come up in history often?
Like the sofa?
No, it's a name of somebody.
If you could see a face, you feel like they're squinting into the distance. Is it Louisiana native? Or perhaps French?
Possibly.
Same thing.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, if I know my devils, and I mean, we kind of discovered them and started archiving them and figuring them out, you know, the old Middle Eastern and ancient Persian devils and demons. We kind of were the first ones to really choreograph, you know, focus on that. But, couch? I think it's more a couch, or a couchamar, if I pronounced that correctly. My French is a little loose. But I think you're talking about the couchamar devil. French Louisiana area. He's a lesser devil, although doesn't necessarily have the reputation of one.
I'll have to mention that to him next time I speak to him. He might find that a little funny.
Oh, you spoke with him?
Yeah!
What was that like? I've never gotten to speak to a devil before.
So there was a lot of skulls and a lot of fire. And by a lot of skulls, I mean thousands of them.
How much fire? What kind of fire? Was it ambient fire? Was it a plane of fire? Was it... What kind of fire?
So, do you know how ovens work?
Mostly. The Dutch variety, but...
There were... pilot lights would be the best way I could describe them.
Oh. That's interesting. That sounds a little familiar to, another deity that was written about not too long ago, back in, I think it was the 1860s you were discussing at one point in time. Huh. I wonder if they're related. Maybe it's the same devil. Huh.
What was his name?
Oh, we don't know. His patron that kind of did everything for him, the story goes, at least from what I've been able to gather, I found out I can look up other texts rather quickly and easily. I'm starting to realize I have a lot of information available to me, contrary to what they're telling me. A patron, a grave tender, had a little bit of a spat with, I believe, the same devil, who was hoping to take a good chunk away, a good bit of power for himself. He's a deep earth devil. He's a natural devil, an earthly devil. He lives down in the deeper planes, one of the more ancient ones at the creation of Earth and whatnot. He kind of resides over the heat of the Earth and internal boiling and cooking and things like that. I think he's kind of the go-to symbol that a lot of people tend to draw and paint when there's a big horned red man with a pointy stick and he boils people in the pot that didn't listen to the church. I think he might have been some of the inspiration for that. But,
okay.
Yeah, well, I know about devils. I don't know too much about the Kaushimar devil, but I know he's kind of a French-European basis. If he is the same one, he had a bit of a spat back in, I think it was 64, 66 time frame, just after the whole calamity happened. Gravetender had a fight with him. That went interestingly, because when he got beaten up, people didn't die as easily as they were supposed to. It was a little odd for a little while until that regulated out. But, shoot, let's see. I guess you're asking this because you want to be friends or enemies with him?
Well, he asked me to kill 30 people. I'm not...
Oh, so he's your... he's ready to get your power, huh?
Apparently so.
Well, that's unfortunate for you.
Apparently my, I should say my father, he did some sort of ritual, and I got powers out of it, apparently. I don't remember any of this happening, but that's what he told me, so...
Louisiana voodoo?
You would be correct about that.
That would do it. You tend to tap a little too deep, some of you.
I guess we now know who do the voodoo.
That you do.
Oh, that I do.
I saw my baby.
Dance, magic, dance. Well, I could try to figure out a bit more and ask him to bring me stuff, but I would say your best thing to look up is, French devils, specifically Louisiana devils, and see if you can maybe narrow down the Kaushimar devil in specific. If I'm not mistaken, well, a lot of people think he's the big horned kind of red person that, for some reason, Europe decided is what a devil looks like. I think, if I remember correctly, he usually shows up more often as a skeletal horse. Almost kind of like those nightmares that they have up in Ireland, but not quite the same, a little more nefarious. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you too much about how to beat them or swindle them or outsmart them, because, you know, devils are renowned for being the best at doing that, so if you made any deals with them, I hope you didn't. You made a deal with him, didn't you?
I'm not entirely sure if you... to be completely honest.
Huh.
He was very cryptic about how he was doing things.
Oh, so he's one of the smart ones. Unfortunately, I can't really help you too much else in that regard.
Oh, well, I just wanted some more information. You've been more than helpful.
I'm glad I could help.
And I
Anything
see,
else you need to know?
Not really. I just know where to look up even more information now. So thank you.
Of course.
Once again.
Stop by anytime. I like having conversations. I like talking. I like getting to talk. I like hearing about new stuff.
Of course. Oh, I will stop by if I have anything else.
Excellent. I'll be right here. Just waiting. Hoping someone wants to talk to me. All day. By myself.
Leave now.
There, I'll send the that kobold in here again. He
Ooh, I do
he
like
loves
him.
talking
He's
to
very
you.
smart. I like talking with him.
Oh no.
Let's see if I can coax him out of his hole here in a little while.
Until we talk to him, though, I mean, I got a couple hours free. If you want to stay and talk, I wouldn't mind talking. After all, y'all went somewhere, and I know I wouldn't mind hearing about where you went. It'd be kind of interesting to hear where you went. Where'd you go? I'd offer you to take a seat, but you know, you're a Yanti. You're already sitting all the time, so.
Yeah, sort of, but.
So where'd you go?
Oh, there's no harm in really telling. Well, I won't tell you some specifics, but we went to Egypt.
Out of character, are you going to actually entertain him for a couple hours?
I might. I don't have anything else to do, so.
Alright. Put in your notes, earned friendship with Picatrix.
Hey.
Let's go.
There's now 2 trusted people in Picatrix's book, literally.
Wait, I think Torin's the first one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he fucking spent like 4 hours explaining astrophysics to him only to realize that he already knew it.
Yeah. Sacrificing time.
Is
to read
Torin still
book
upset
helps.
about that? Or has
Wait,
it worn
he's a
off
bit
yet?
He's a
I
bit
hope.
upset about that.
I hope he is. Yeah.
Because the whole reason he was upset is like, we could have talked about something else. Why make me explain something you already know? It's a waste of time. We could have talked about something important.
I like the idea that partway through he would be correcting Torin and Torin just didn't notice.
Oh.
Like he just
Oh, yeah,
accepted
right, of
the
course.
corrections and didn't realize that that's what was happening.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot. Sorry. Wait. What was that?
Oh my god. That'd be amazing.
No, that's what happened. Yeah, Saber's right.
As we'll pan on over, Leroy, there's not too much talking to be done. However, you are wanting to detail your weapons and make sure they're in tip-top shape. Checking your ammo and everything like that. I'd like you to roll me two sleight of hand. If you would, please. Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. You take out your pistol, you go to polish it and kind of clean it out, punch the barrel, drop the cylinder, kind of start working on it. And you kind of get at that weird point where you've done it so many times, you almost kind of mistake, and you just let the parts fall where they need to on top of the tablecloth. And as you're putting it back together, somehow you're getting kind of confused with your 6-shooter. You're like, wait, does this go there? Then that... wait,
And then you drop the firing pin into the shag carpet, bitch!
Oh, God. As
Rip.
you're working on it, you do get it back together, but
fun
when you
enough to
give the
Sorry.
4 rotations of the cylinder to make it finally click into place before letting the hammer gently go controlled forward to fully seat it, it's clean, it's working, it's ticking, but it seems like for some reason there's a slight off tick on one of these cylinders as you're rotating it, because you're supposed to get that 3 ticks between each cylinder, and as you're rotating it, it's just, or each chamber, it seems like there's a little bit of a hang between 1 or 2 of them that you just can't quite pinpoint where it is, but it seems to be in functional and working order.
Razor.
but it's nice
Right.
and clean. So
Rada.
right.
Rada.
Rada.
Your guns are good to go, and as far as you can tell, they have been detailed, cleaned. You're able to sit back, enjoy some pipe or a cigar, just kind of hang out, maybe look out your window, sip some coffee, and just kind of enjoy watching the grounds and people go to and fro and relax for the day.
3 down, 2 to go.
Torin, you said you were going to visit Sims, the Griffin.
Yes.
So after the library and the storming out, as everybody else kind of dissipated and went their various directions, Torin, you made your way across and you go over to where you didn't realize there was a stables there, but the bottom floor of one of the many buildings there, the outside of it is in fact a stables that connects to one of those really nice, regal, like high-quality British horse training, like rounds and tracks.
Yes.
And it's very nicely laid out, but you wouldn't know it if you're on the inner courtyard of the campus itself. You only see it if you're walking the outside perimeter. But you make your way on over there, and at first you peek into the stables, where you're not able to find the griffin, but you do see a handful of horses and some other kind of magical animals of sorts kind of hanging about. And after a little bit of exploring, you come to remember, oh yeah, she was supposed to get an office, because she's a, in quotations, consultant? So you make your way in, and you realize, give me a perception roll, please.
I must just roll performance. Oh.
As you walk on in, you take a peek, and you see where it should have been a single door. A large one at that. But bricks have very obviously been knocked out and replaced in there to triple the size of the door to be a large double door, implying that something can get through it into whatever this downstairs office is. And you're able to approach the big-ass double door.
I guess we knock.
You give a couple knocks to it, and you got a couple silent moments. Then you hear a couple plods, a short scratch, and then a small knob, then a loud click as the doorknob finally turns, and you can see trying to use the tip of her talons is trying to pinch the rounded doorknob on the inside, and finally manages to rotate it and push the door outwards a little bit as a giant griffin head kind of leers out at you.
They need to install some handles for her.
Yeah, Torin was literally about to.
Sorry.
Like, you know, you should requisition some handle levers instead of knobs. That would help, probably.
I was tempted to do that. Then again, I have been a little bit acquainted to magical doors that open for you. But hi,
The bridge boutique for that.
what can I do for you?
Oh, well, I just was interested to see how you were settling in after the debacle and the griffin hunt and you know.
Well, rather pleasantly. Come in. And you'll hear 2 loud, plodding steps as she'll kind of step back and fully open the door for you to walk in.
Yes, I see they've compromised the structural integrity of this particular doorway to suit your needs. That's very good.
I was not about to stay at the,
No.
in the barn.
Horses smell like shit.
A little bit.
A lot of it.
As you walk in, you can see where it was very clearly a normal, kind of, for lack of better words, figure 8 office. The first room is a larger square that is lined with books, a reception table on the right, a couple sitting sofas on the left, and then you got a second double door that leads back to the next room, which is assumedly the bedroom, private office, things of that sort. And you can tell they busted the middle door out entirely. And most of the bookshelves have been removed because you can still see the paint and dust outline of them. And there is a very large, kind of nice padded, pillowed, cushioned, warmed blanket sort of makeshift nest formed on the left side where the sofas should be. and the receptionist desk is still there, but it is just covered in bags of feed and food. What looks like sort of a chest that you can assume is kind of like an ice chest that probably gets loaded with meat. And the back room, which seems to have a sort of large makeshift bed, assumably for the griffin, as well as what looks like a couple kind of like racks that have books, items, a few other kind of researchy type devices. And they basically made a semi-research office for this relatively intelligent griffin.
Wow. Just imagine the fucking military contractors coming in like, for a what?
For a what?
All right.
Didn't know they could talk. Well, this might be
This
the only
is the magical industrial complex.
one. How do we armor them?
Yeah, so Torn's gonna like be looking all around, and he's gonna whistle, and he's going to because I can't whistle. I've never been able to. And it's just
Right, you know, this is a little bit better than a dingy subway tunnel, isn't it?
Oh, quite.
But yeah, look, I was being sarcastic for the sake of humor. Yes, this is much better. Yes.
The sarcasm wasn't lost on me.
Oh, okay, you just you gotta telegraph that, or I'm not gonna. You're great. This is wonderful.
Lowers her head down to about even height with you, and you can get a little bit of one of the only 3 expressions that griffins can really make. And you see her kind of focus on wiggling her lower jaw side to side just a little bit, and you kind of get the notion expressions and tones and some speaking habits are a little bit limited for a creature that was never supposed to be able to speak, but can only do so through magical means.
Right.
This is a out of character thing, but when she speaks, does she like move her mouth in reasonable word forming things, or is it just kind of like lip sync, lip flaps like in?
If you ever see like how parrots kind of like mimic full words and talking, but their beaks only like kind of hinge open and closed a little bit because there's no lips or anything? It's kind of like that when she talks. It's
Okay.
like when a parrot kind of echoes you.
but less annoying.
Much less annoying. There's a magical voice box, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I see they've given you some. I assume you've been given tasks. I'm not entirely sure what your position was intended to be here.
I was to aid in research that my former master took a very particular interest in, which was draconic ancestry.
Really? I can speak Draconic.
Can you?
Yes. I'm quite fluent, actually.
You hear come from the griffin in a sort of draconic garble. Their beak opens just a little bit wider when they say this.
So
But you
unnatural.
hear in a draconic sort of, well, how good is your draconic?
Torn is just going to reply, very good, in, I presume, very good Draconic.
Oh, it would seem much better than mine.
To be fair, I have lips.
Beak
Would you like to
slowly
taste them?
closes and clamps just a little bit. Brows drop just a little bit.
Oh,
Quite.
I mean, it's very good. It's just Draconic requires, a different mouth shape. You're doing very good for what it requires.
Nice going, jackass.
I appreciate that.
Hey, I mean, I'm here sometimes on the between events. We're kind of, like the guys to go out and do things that everyone else doesn't really want to do.
You're one of the field teams. Swinton made me aware.
Right, he did.
Yes.
But yeah, so yes, with that, so I'm here sometimes, and if you ever need like assistance with anything, You know, I don't know where I'm going with this. I didn't think this through before I approached the door.
I
Why don't you take her
appreciate
to dinner?
you being forward and willing to help, and I understand the tension in the first encounter, and I thank you for conducting yourselves as you did compared to how you could have.
What do you mean by screaming at you?
That caught me off guard, admittedly.
Well, so did. Oh shit! I need to get a new shirt.
Sorry about that.
He's still wearing the fucking torn shirt.
Fuck.
You mean the torn shirt?
Oh my god.
Aw. Now that you need to shoot him for.
Ooh.
Gun him down where he stands, or sits in this case.
Accidents happen. I presume in a theoretical situation where I had offspring, which I cared about very greatly, I would likely kill a lot. So I get it.
Precisely. Well, I thank you for coming by to visit. Admittedly, I will be spending the next couple days until I have been informed Swinton will be coming back in due time. I'm going to be seeing what I can discover here with the assets that you all have available to ensure that my intelligence isn't going to dwindle or be lost now that my caster is no longer present.
Oh, yes, that's very. Yeah, I understand. Let me know if I can help with that. If you need anything that standard requisitions can't get, I can probably threaten someone with a gun, or just ask nicely. Not sure which will work better, but
I quite appreciate that.
Oh, and if you see any goats, just let me know.
I didn't want to judge. After all, I am a normally feral and rather violent creature. Were it not for the spells that my master cast on me. But the goat was outside my window attempting to look in last night. I assumed he was with you or one of yours, considering how casually he acted around you.
Come to my window.
No, he's just a random goat that they showed up. We were gonna use him as bait to lure you out. Then he started talking into my brain.
Visible bird-style head tilt of confusion.
Now you told me your name.
My name.
Your name. Yes, I didn't learn that from Swinton the goat. The goat told me your name.
I will ask that you look into that and figure out what is wrong with said goat.
Yeah, that's a pressing matter. He kind of just disappeared after he got back. He just, as you know.
That's quite concerning.
So is him looking through your window.
That is the real donkey and the dragon situation you were getting at, Leroy.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't think he means any harm. I mean, he was very helpful to me, just in a weird sort of way.
Goats are naturally strange already, but...
Great. You found an autistic psychic goat.
Oh no.
Well, I do appreciate you following up, and of course I will be here for the foreseeable future.
Okay, and maybe next time I'm back, let's get to see how the whole offspring thing turned out. I mean, that's pretty exciting, right?
Oh, quite.
Yes, I should be going. I have to. I don't know what I have to do, but I should be going.
Very well. Plods over very heavily. Tries to pinch the doorknob, it slips. Pinches the doorknob again.
I'll get it.
Holds a talon up to you with a flat palm like, no. Goes
Okay.
to try to pinch it again. Slowly turns it about quarter of the way. Claws slip off it as it goes back. Pinches it again. Slowly starts to rotate it.
I can stay another minute if you need.
You get the click. Starts to pull back. And then lets go and hooks a claw around the door and fully opens it. There we go.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and put in that requisition for you. Actually, another thing, I have got some spare time.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Of course. Have a nice day, and don't work too hard.
Very well.
That was a joke. Okay, you know, I'm going now. Bye.
You just hear the door, like, kind of moderately close behind you.
You're doing a great job of convincing me you're not trying to hook up with that Griffin.
And yeah, he's if that's probably an action, but yeah, he's going to try to do that.
That was your interaction, but
what?
yeah, for the
I think he's
end
talking
of the
about the
day,
wreck.
you'll be able to put in a requisition to talk to the what would like be the equivalent of the grounds manager, and inform them that the Griffin's office would need proper handles that they can utilize, and they'll be able to add that to their ledger of things to do.
I just imagine him leaning on the like requisitions table, all sly and slim, like shoots a finger gun. He's like,
Hey, got any crash bars?
God.
Rehang those doors so they're the kind that you can just push both ways.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that would actually be kind of cool. The very last part of today in this session, Wilhelm wanted to take a nice little train ride over to Oxford.
Yes.
And this one will be rather straightforward, as you'll be able to make your way up to the very front and the general reception, where they'll kind of look to you, clearly entirely civilian here at Oxford Arcane College. Obviously with military contracts and assistant research, but no military presence, not like Greenwich currently has going on.
I will say that before I left, I am not wearing any of my Prussian like uniform style clothing.
Okay.
I'm wearing basically like just kind of like a pair of slacks, a nice button-up shirt, like a darker wool overcoat, and then maybe like a snap rim.
Ah,
Trying
okay.
to look
Some
like
of the stuff you picked up in Cairo, right?
Yeah, the snap rim was definitely what I picked up in Cairo, and then some of the other clothes is just like stuff that I had laying around when I was making my way through the Scandinavian peninsula or through Denmark and stuff like that to get to England.
Makes sense.
Just like very nondescript clothing that doesn't really, showcase my affiliation with,
I got you.
a previously enemied
English endeavors.
yeah.
Alright, yeah, you'll be able to make your way up, and the gentleman behind the front desk will kind of look to you. Ah, yes, sir. How can I help you?
Hello, my name is Wilhelm Schwartz. I have recently come to be an acquaintance of, I believe, I don't know if you guys go by ranks here, but Lisa Prospero. I believe she is Canadian, Canadian arcane researcher.
I'm not familiar with Liza Prospero, but I am
Maybe
familiar with her father, Major General Prospero.
Oh, that's great to know, Major General.
He heads the arcane avionics division. Might I ask why you would like to know?
Oh, like I said, I recently came across her in on a recent trip I had to Egypt. And I just wanted to. I did promise her dinner at one point, so I wanted to see if she was here, and if she's not, if I could just leave a note with her for her, that would be great. Is the Major General around?
No, actually. He is currently on a event, I believe, in France, if I'm not mistaken, but I am unsure.
Oh, okay. And the huh.
But
Zoe and Vincent's.
I can get a note, and I can see that it is passed on if she is indeed here or does work here. If not, I can see that it is forwarded at least to Major General Prospero to be delivered to her if they are family.
Let's do this. Let me I'll write a note to the Major General. And inside said note, I will include another note to Liza. And therefore, if he knows her, which I'm assuming, given the last name and the family's military connections, we'll say, that it probably will get to her.
I would assume so. What's the message you would like to deliver? And he'll hand over a kind of one of those postcard style ordeals where you get to write out a message where it can then be folded and properly sealed and put in the right enveloping to be transported.
Can I have two of those? One for obviously Liza and one for him himself.
Of course. You'll grab another one, slide it over to you.
Alright, so I might have to actually type this up to
good.
What will be but right now
You don't have to do it right now. You can do it sometime over the weekend if you want.
No, yeah, I could do it. Just right now I have the kiddo on my lap, so
no worries, no rush on it.
So I'll write a note for him, and write a note for her, and basically give them the orders to enclose her note inside of his.
Makes sense.
And then and I'll thank the person. I'll just ask a general question. Is there a arcane robotics lab in the college?
Squints a little bit, scratches his head. We do have a division that is trying to work with machinery of arcane power, but it's relatively outside of Oxford's efforts. I do believe that one has been recent politics, and personally, I believe the Church of London is rather favorable of that particular topic for their own endeavors. We've been somewhat limited in researching that.
Got you. Is there a contact that I might be able to reach there, or directions you can give me to that location?
Kind of look down and start going through. And let me check my notes here, and I will send you a name. I gotta scroll through my notes a little far here. Give me one moment.
No problem. If you need one moment, I'm gonna take one moment and bring him to the living room.
Go for it.
I am the very
Buddha
knowledgeable
Choppa.
and general of information, vegetable, animal, and mineral about the kingdom of England.
You know how often that comes across my mind when picturing Wilhelm. You have no idea.
Yeah, it comes up pretty regularly for me too.
I don't know what it is you speak of.
So there's a Arthur and Gilbert Sullivan play or operetta from I believe 1879 called Pirates of Penzance. which is the
Oh,
origin
it was
of
from
that.
HMS Pinafore. Okay.
Yes, it is. I'm
Oh, it is from
well,
Pinafore?
I am familiar with this because my dad does stage opera, so I'm well aware
I
of
know
this.
of Pirates of Penzance, but you're gonna have to jog my memory. It's been a minute.
Oh right, I forgot. Pinafore was 1 year before Penzance.
Yes.
Just recycled the song. Jeez.
They kind of did.
No, but Pirates of Penzance is a fucking treat. Despite being like 140 years old, it is slapstick hilarious all the
Oh yeah,
way
Gilbert and
through.
Sullivan were brilliant. So
Dude, so ahead of it, dude. They're landing jokes left and right that hold up 140 years later.
yeah,
The song "Cat Like
So
Tread"
Gilbert
is
and
still
Sullivan, followed by Monty Python, followed by something
Yeah.
we're not gonna see in our lifetime.
more or less,
Multi
yeah.
Towers?
But no, the song fucking with Cat Like Tread to this day is still the funniest thing ever to me. This is a song about sneaking. Proceeds to be the loudest song probably ever composed ever.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Had to get a drink for him as well.
Oh, good. You pass you a note where you'll see a Mr. Percy, just simply labeled as that, Mr. Percy, Percy, English Royal Engineer Corps. And that will be the name that he kind of slides to you. I do believe this is the primary contact, at least as far as we have been involved or able to go through. He is usually the one who all of our correspondence needs to go through their office. So this should be of help to you.
Great. Well, I thank you very much, and I will take my leave of you. Thank you very much.
Glad I can help. Also, you may wish to find a better way to, if I may give a personal advice, sir.
Yes, of course.
You telegraph OSS involvement greatly.
Well, I'm still kind of learning. Being German in England is not the easiest way to non-telegraph yourself.
I understand entirely.
And secondly, at least I changed my clothes today. Otherwise, you would have seen a Prussian artillery officer walking through your door.
Understandable. Do have a good day, sir.
Dankeschön. You as well.
Bitte.
By the way,
He looks back slightly at that and then nods and then leaves.
Give me a quick insight roll as we'll round out the session here.
by the way, you are slaying the accent right now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work.
keep it up.
Apparently, I just need I need Peter to not talk, and then
Wow,
it's
this sort of British guy. Dang, he has a. That was a very fluid and natural German good day that he gave. Huh, maybe he practices that a lot. This came very naturally to him. I don't know why.
Have him count something
Huh.
with his fingers.
Eins, zwei, that. Oh. Have him hold up the number 3. See if he uses the thumb or not.
Excuse me, sir, can you hold up 3
Ask
fingers
him-
for me?
Ask him to light your smoke for you.
And we'll round off the session there with you delivering those notes. You can take your time on writing those up, and I'll be able to add that to my notes. But for now, we will end day 1 of research and involvement and integration and library shenanigans. And next session, we will pick up with day 2, where we will go through your guys' events. Before we will do the final in-depth mission briefing at the end of that day. And then we should be able to get on our way as you guys begin your journey to the island of Rhodes, where you'll be making stops in central France before bounding over to Sardinia for a quick refill, and then making your way over to Greece, and then bouncing directly to Rhodes.
Before we call us into this session here, hey, Peter, can I borrow that.
Hey,
Peter, can I borrow that? No, can I borrow? Can I borrow your I guess it's a crucifix. Can I borrow it real quick?
No.
I promise to give it back. It will not leave your sight. I just want to borrow it for a second.
Come on, are you denying a man God?
It's not very
I
Christian.
don't
of you.
exactly have the most trust in him over this.
If you would like to roll persuasion,
I promise
Leroy.
nothing will happen to it.
What are you planning to use it for?
You'll see.
Then no.
Oh, that's perception. Oops.
Roll me persuasion.
There we go.
Holy
Oh
shit!
God,
Damn
higher.
I have to roll against him.
You gotta roll against with an insight.
You're not get it. You don't have the numbers to
You
get
can't
that.
beat that.
Nowhere near that.
Oh yeah. He
Over 20 more.
This is Leroy's thing. This is his strong suit. I don't think you believe.
If
him. You
anything
trust
happens
him.
to it, I'm shooting you.
Okay.
Add
Breaks it.
a crucifix to your inventory for now. Specifically, the Orthodox crucifix of Peter.
There we go. I had to do a name change.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, what happened?
What are you doing?
Just look in Discord.
If Leroy isn't careful, he's gonna get the
Judas
fucking.
Priest. Oh,
He's
God.
gonna get the Full Metal Jacket soap and a sock treatment from the party.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're gonna fucking night thump him.
You gave me the nickname, but I figured I might as well grab the crucifix and play the part.
Does it burn when you touch it?
My lord,
Probably.
my congregation, I welcome y'all here tonight. For
No, I'm gonna give it back. I just wanted to pull that off.
You're gonna have to get a screenshot of that for the end of the fucking.
Brothers and sisters, we have gathered here today.
with Jesus as my savior.
Fucking Judas Priest over here. And we'll end the recording with that and pick up next session next week.